Hello and welcome to the Big Think Dimension, the only gaming podcast for the modern gigabrain gamer. I'm your host, Dan Video Games, and with me, as always, our online co-host, KZ Excellent from kzexcellent.com, Mr. Feel from Mr. Feel's Wild Ride, and Bob, who is deathly afraid of birds from GigaBoots.
Why are there birds? Why do you invite birds on the podcast?
I thought they would have some interesting perspectives. Give us a real bird's eye view.
Can't be racist if you're a bird.
I mean, true. Nobody's ever.
Casey, have you never seen Dumbo? Do we have to schedule a podcast where you watch Dumbo?
Yes, but it's a part of our new series called Animation vs. Hell, a Disney film revisiting podcast series where we watch the live-action version and then the animated one.
All right.
No,
we'll do it.
Not all right. That's a joke.
Well, no, it's not a joke. The joke is you signed yourself up for content.
No, the joke is that's a terrible idea because I'll end my life.
Right? That's 4 hours at least for a podcast.
It's part of the new podcast. Beep.
Basically.
The summer of awesome. Beep. Sets on fire.
Everyone's PC starts bursting into flames as the idea comes out of their speakers.
Yeah.
Now, Dan, before we get started, we have a very important piece of news on the docket that I have to get out right now.
Oh, fuck the Pod Lords! No, not that.
So, Zorro, at ZorroFab on Twitter, made me a lovely gift to give you. If you don't know who that is, he's the artist who did our art for the DMC5 Gamer Premonitions and Spoiler Cast, the Boomer Gremlins.
Yep. It's good
He
stuff.
has given me a lovely gift to give you, and I've decided to ambush it with you live on air.
Yeah,
Your reaction will be in the podcast.
This is okay.
Bob, it's very important you also be looking at the chat, because you also have to see this.
All right.
I'm bracing.
I almost fell out of my fucking chair when he showed this to me 20 minutes ago.
I'm dying.
He also made a transparent version for you to do with as you will.
Oh, no.
God.
Man, looks like somebody has a new icon.
I'm gonna need one of these of Bob. Because it won't work.
Gonna be Dan, as he falls to hell. I'm gonna need a way to bring Bob with me.
Because, I mean, here's the thing. I may just get fucking bored enough and drunk enough one day to spew out the fucking video. Then Ego Raptor watches it. He's like, what the fuck? I don't sound anything like this. Fuck you.
Stole his show name and everything. It's uncanny.
What nightmare. This life.
Yeah,
This showed up completely unprompted in my DMs.
Jesus. Well, thank you very much for the art, ZorroFab. It's great.
The concept of it being sequelitis, Lords of Shadow 2, as if you liked the first one and the two just really missed the mark.
Yeah, two's where the problem really starts.
It all starts when Satan got buff.
You know, when you can turn into stealth rats in any direction, it really minimalizes the importance of angel powers. That's the real problem.
We're at the start of the Black Death.
You know, in the last week, I had to listen to one YouTuber who's like, yeah, no, I really like Castlevania 4 because you can whip in every direction. And then I had to listen to another one be like, well, it's actually bad because then you don't need the sub-weapons. I'm like, no!
And then I watch you play it and go, oh, that's why you use the sub-weapons.
Yeah, because it's fucking...
it's useless now, Dan. That's just how it is.
It's not like, okay, check this out. I'm about to blow some fucking minds. You don't need the sub-weapons for fucking normal enemies in Castlevania 1. If you do, you're doing it wrong. So yeah, it's kind of the same situation in Castlevania 4 where you're just grinding for fucking hearts to spew it all over the boss's face. It's the same fucking thing. But that's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Fuck.
You gonna be okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Everything's fine. How many times do I need to say fine before you believe me? Fine.
Maybe. We should talk about what you did this week.
We need to change the phrasing of that, or I'm going to spend a fucking hour talking about workflows.
Maybe you should talk about video games you played this week.
Ah, cool.
In detail.
We played a lot of video games. We actually, as of an hour ago, have finally finished recording and everything, every video but the Judgment Day video for Castlevania. So that means we just played Super Bomberman R. We just played Smash Ultimate. We just played Bloodstained Ritual of the Night's beta and the Curse of the Moon. Man, sure, the ending of Castlevania month in 2019 is a lot better than it was in 2013. Because in 2013, it's like they released Mirror of Fate. Automedius Excellent happened.
Well, I mean, this one has hope at the end. It's like the difference between the ending just being everyone being dead and someone being alive.
Yes.
Yeah, but even if it ended with you got Smash, and that's a lighthearted thing. I'm like, look at this. That's a good classic mode.
Not only that, as it turns out, they updated it. Like, I knew they added a lot to Super Bomberman R since I last played it, but holy shit, did they add a lot. For one, there is an Alucard, Simon Belmont, and Dracula bomber. And for another, they all have superpowers.
And voice acting.
Yeah, they have voice acting, too. It's really great. In fact, there's a Solid Snake and Naked Snake bomber, and both of them are voiced by David Hayter, and it's so good.
I love how much they supported that.
It's like, so good.
Do you want to play as Pyramid Head? No? Well, here you go anyway.
Someone does.
Reiko from Rumble Roses. Do you remember that classic?
You remember the classic Rumble Roses? Please remember.
Is this their Smash Brothers?
Yes, this is their tiny Smash Brothers game. But yeah, it's really great. Just like, so you get abilities, as I was just mentioning, and they now, on the character select for the bombers, have them separated into types of bombers, like attack type, speed type, etc. The Simon Belmont bomber uses his whip to whip enemies behind him, so you could do some really fucked up shit. And you can also do that to bombs. So if you hit your whip button and there's a bomb in front of you, you'll whip it either to you or behind you, and it's fucking crazy. I could not figure out for the life of me what the hell Dracula was trying to do with his power. Just making fucking arcane magic sigils appear on the ground. But yeah, that game got updated a lot and has a lot of great stuff.
Oh man, Rumble Roses looks like it's back compat. I need to check that out.
What do we do recording this? Who the fuck cares about podcasts? Bob, shut it down. We gotta go play Rumble Roses.
You can do both at the same time. I'm sure it'll sound great.
We have to play the weird sex game.
Hey, it's wrestling. Thank you. Rumble Roses, the gentleman's club.
It's that one side quest it's that one sub activity in Yakuza 0 where you bet a lot of money on Foxy boxing.
I knew a Yakuza was going to be the end of that sentence. I just didn't know which one. Foxy boxing.
It's only real in Yakuza 0. In Yakuza Kiwami, it's a arcade machine that is a parody of the bug fighting arcade machines that Sega still makes, where the girls are wearing insect-themed costumes.
Oh my god.
All right. Huh. But aside from that, Smash Ultimate has that really cool classic playthrough as the Belmonts, so we did that. We also did...
I think that classic mode's name in Japanese is like Akuma Maho Smashula.
Oh, that's pretty good. Because in America, it's just Smashvania, which is also all right. I'm pretty down with that name. You know what? Here, we're gonna... I tried to keep the opinions on these games into the videos we recorded for them, but this being the last week of Castlevania, this will be the last time I get to comment on this. Judgment is so much worse than I remembered. It literally might be the worst 3D fighter I've played.
Yeah, I watched some of that video. It looked like bad Soul Calibur.
It's like free running in 3D like a Bloody Roar or a Naruto GameCube fighter. But it also just has a terrible setup with like how the different moves interact with each other and the abilities of each character work out. It's
Seeing
horrifically
those ring outs was depressing.
it's horrifically unbalanced, and every arena seems way too easy to get a ring out in. And then on top of all of that, it runs at 30 frames per second at best. And oh boy, I
Shinnok is a weird nun.
I remember liking that game a lot more in 2013, which isn't to say I liked it a lot. I just remember liking it more. And
Yeah, no, that game's terrible.
6 years later of the weekly beating, I'm like, oh, that thing's like fucking bottom tier for 3D fighters. Hearing Xeon cope
You were
with...
at that. You were toward the end, and Xeon's like, "I don't remember it being this hard. I could feel you crumbling to pieces."
Hearing Xeon being capable of coping with me saying that Ergies is a much better fighting game than fucking Judgment was the highlight of that video, I feel the highlight of that video is me going, nah, man, we've played a lot of fighting games. I think this is the worst.
I still stand by Battle Royale. It's probably better than Battle Royale Toshinden 1.
Yeah. I think you may be right with that. 2 is where I draw the line, where I'm like, nah, dog, Battle Royale Toshinden 2 is way better. 1, probably not.
By the way, Ergies is now 20 as of the day we're recording this.
20 years old?
Cool.
Really?
Yep, came out on this day in North America in 1999.
Oh, that's
In
cool.
celebration, everybody go listen to the menu sound a bunch.
I wasn't sure if you meant that one or the Gates.
I mean, in celebration, later tonight we will probably play the incredibly Kino Dissidia NT,
The true sequel.
the true successor.
I'm gonna be honest, you guys.
Don't groan, you bought it.
That was a moment.
I did buy it, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to groan.
You guys probably missed it, but in that moment just now, I accomplished my life goal of sounding exactly like that guy from Ergies.
Yeah, I don't know how you made your voice sound like a PlayStation 1 compressed voice. I don't know how you added that.
All
with
it
your
took was
throat.
ripping parts of my mic on and then wrapping my hand around other parts in a way you never should. That voice clip
I'm
is so
breaking
bad.
my audio equipment to sound like a video game
To own
character.
the retro gamers.
Dead Please one's not retro.
Damn you, Dan.
I'm
Ignore that game is 20 years old. The system isn't retro yet.
and yeah, there's probably someone out there who's like, it's not retro, it's 3D.
I'm sorry, but as was mentioned in my stream today, people born in 2005 are in high school right now.
Ruh-roh.
Bones.
Feels like
I'm not sure that's. I'm not for a couple months.
Don't actually me, for the love of God.
he's gonna actually you over 80 days, okay? Eat shit.
Listen, I try not to do that, but this time it just came out because I'm like, that sounds wrong. Is that wrong? And then I had to think about it.
And then
Feels like, I'm really old, but am I that old?
no, I'm
Yeah,
80
pretty
days.
much.
I'm 80 days younger than that. Look at
I mean,
this
I was
ass.
in high school when I was 13 because I skipped a grade, but
right.
That's why you're in the big thing dimension. Your brain is so big. We needed it.
No, there was a good moment in the education system where they're like, yeah, this program's for gifted people, and I'm like, oh, how the fuck do you get into that? And they're like, oh, you just have a really big IQ and you apply for it. And I'm like, well, fucking good thing I was let known years ago when I first showed up at this high school.
yeah, in my case, my dad was just like, skip him a grade. And they were like, why? And they were like, because he doesn't do his work because he's bored, and he gets an 8A on every single thing that like you do in class.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, and he just harassed them until it happened.
Yeah, I don't think that it ever occurred to my parents to even look into that, or that there might be benefits from doing that. You know, aside
I mean, my
from-
dad was a teacher, so he was more involved in that kind of thing anyway.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, no, neither of my parents were remotely of that background. I'm thinking of countless stories that I find amusing that I shouldn't tell. Anyway.
Is that any other video games?
Yeah, no, I'm working on it. But yeah, no. As Bob and I mentioned during the Curse of the Moon video, Crash to the Moon is a pretty solid game. It is, in fact, Inti Create's best game, and there's a really good chance, and I mean really, really good chance, that this isn't a chance, it just is. That game's better than The Adventure Rebirth. The Adventure Rebirth need to stand the fuck down. That game is not good. It is trash. It is the worst Classicvania aside from The Adventure 1 on Game Boy. I feel
That's
like...
weird, because I remember when Adventure, when I first heard of that game, people were like, the Adventure is actually surprisingly good.
Like the
Then
original?
again, I think those people also said the one starring, like the third one they made. I think it was Legends that you played.
Yeah.
Heard a lot of people say that was one of the best Castlevanias of all time. So
Wow, it's
there's-
almost like there's a social mechanic here that relates to Sonic CD that just keeps happening.
Yeah, no,
The game that nobody played is the best one somehow.
Yeah, no, I learned that lesson very early on as someone who did play Sonic CD and was upset that all the other
it's real
people who
great.
played it fucking lied.
Yeah, no, I'd say that Legends might be worse than Rebirth.
The Adventure Rebirth, probably? I don't know. It's
Because
complicated.
Every boss in that is just turn on your super mode and win. There's nothing to it.
And
that's unfortunate.
both of them have really, really bad design. Like the doors that change where they lead you, depending.
Yeah, that's rough. And the
then
whole
the
power-up system for the whip.
The whole power-up system for the whip, the levels being twice as long as they should be in the Adventure Rebirth, so that way the game's substantially long. We just made it really hard to get through levels because they're at bare minimum twice as long as they should be. Yeah, no, the Adventure Rebirth is fucking terrible. I have always had this opinion, but playing it again for this month has just helped me further realize exactly.
Get upset.
Well, yeah, no, that video is the angriest I've been all month.
Oh no! Oh whoa!
Yeah,
Oh.
by a lot.
It's me and Xeon trying to make small talk while Dan gets really angry.
Oh, I can't wait for this video.
That game is a cacophony of bad design decisions, fucking each other in a giant orgy nonstop, and they call it a game. Like, oh, you have a mid-air control with your jumps. Oh, okay, that's cool. Except for when you whip. When you whip, you're locked in. You're dead now. Fuck you. It's just countless small incongruencies where it's like you couldn't decide which game you wanted to go with on this style. It's incredibly frustrating, and I between that and Automedius Excellent, both being made by M2, I had a really bad opinion of M2 for the longest time.
M2 made Automadeus?
They made both of them, yeah.
That's so sad. Like that. We're talking about how bad Adventure Rebirth is, but wow, Automadeus is like one of the worst flying shooters I've ever played.
Bob, here's my opinion, okay?
Okay.
The only difference between the Adventure Rebirth and Automedius is that one of them has 3D graphics. They are both missing the fucking point of what they're trying to create by a goddamn mile. Because they both just feel wrong.
Right.
They don't feel right in the least. It's insane. It's intensely bad. And, yeah, no. So I'm really glad that games featuring Belmonts and the spiritual successor to Castlevania came afterward. So that way this year, the month could end with a nice pep in its step. Just like the next time we do Sonic Month, Bob, we get to do Sonic Mania near the end instead of ending the month on, oh God, what did it end on last time? Sonic Boom on the Wii U, right?
I mean, you still have to end on Forces.
Hey man, both of those are better than ending on Sonic Boom on the Wii U.
No, what they can do is, even if I think Force is like, they can just say, here's Sonic Mania, here's Sonic Forces, here's Sonic Mania Plus.
Yeah.
And then here's Team Sonic Racing, and then you end on like high notes.
Yeah. No, I'm absolutely gonna do that.
When Sonic Mania Plus.
I think
I didn't
Hopefully
put that.
never. I'd like them to make a new game.
Right, I know. I was just joking about that Pokemon Go Plus It was announced.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
When
Is that even
Sonic
in our
Mania
news?
Sleep-
I forgot to put it in the news. I put the rest of the stuff.
I assume that would just be under Dan because, Dan's the only one I know that plays Pokemon Go.
I don't play Pokemon Go.
No,
Toast
I
does.
was thinking of someone else.
Bob, the problem with Sonic Mania Plus is it got too object oriented. and all the dynamic elements of the language really started to make it implode on itself, becoming a real memory hog.
That makes sense.
Bob, what have you been playing over the last week?
What just happened?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
I'm very concerned, but okay.
I played a good chunk of that Neo 2 alpha.
Oh, yeah.
Very raw.
I remember last
I also
week,
played it. Did you play it, KZ?
Correct.
I remember last week Bob was excited he was concerned that it was a lot like the first one, and he was looking forward to try it, so that way he could figure it out. Bob, what is your conclusion? What's the deal with Neo 2? What's the deal with Neo 2?
It's still insanely close to the first game. Like, we're using a ton of, almost every animation.
And
the sword
enders.
has like one new attack.
Like per step?
No.
Oh, no.
Now you can hit triangle and then square, and he does like a sword sheath hit sort of thing, and that's cool. I wish there were more, but I think what they tried to do is they actually went with a system a lot like Arya Sorrow and Donna Sorrow, where when you kill a demon, they can drop its soul, and you go get their soul.
It's called a soul core.
Yeah, and then you have to take those back to your save point to equip them. And literally is just a move that summons that monster to do a move. Like one of them summons a dude who has all these sword arms and he shoots energy blades out. So you just hit the button.
you get blade
shoot him.
It's real raw.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. That's a neat way to take it. I got a lot of those. I'm still trying to figure out how to integrate them properly into attacking, making it make sense.
Some of them are just bad, like the skeleton archers are bad.
Yeah, just like in Arya, I'm sure there'll be a lot that are just bad.
The three most useful ones I found were the Ipon Datara, the hammer guy, the blade beam one, and the one you get from the first boss where you just turn into a tornado.
Yeah, tornado one's pretty good. I completely finished the demo, including the super hard level they put you at the end. How far do you guys get?
I beat all three.
Okay.
I got through the boss. So I just went through the
just the first stage.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Bob,
What's up?
how long did that fucking snake take you?
Oh, the snake was
Oh,
definitely
God.
the hardest part. I probably was there for, I want to say half an hour or something. It wasn't too bad. It just
God, that fucking boss. They did this with with Neo 1 too, where the first alpha had like a ridiculously hard boss for the second mission.
I didn't have that much trouble with the Thundercats, what you're referring to, right?
Yeah, they made him easier in the second one. In the very first one, he was a bastard.
Yeah. They also added new stuff around the weapons. Like some weapons can be divine, or I forget what the other one was. There's like a divine and then a more unholy sounding one.
There's a demon one and it's sentient, and you fill up a meter and it becomes stronger. But the system is really dumb because as soon as the meter fills up, it starts to tick back down, and you can get in the situation where it's like, I can't get to an enemy fast enough.
Yeah. Those systems are always a little weird. It does cause sword beams when you hit the triangle button with that, though, and I was like, that's cool. It's a neat idea.
I like sword beams a lot.
Other than that, it's like the main thing, honestly, that makes this game nice is it all seems to run like lock 60. Like it seemed way more stable.
It looks
than the first
better
game.
and runs better than the original.
Wait a minute, Bob. Are you saying you didn't play in movie mode?
God, no. Did you, Casey? Were you like, I got my 4K TV, I want to watch a movie on it?
You know, I thought about it. I was like,
Casey's like, do I want to play in dumb game mode or play in the big dick dimension?
Now, I had the thought, and then I remembered, Neo's fucking bullshit. Of course I have to play on action mode.
Yeah, no, it can be rough. I can't imagine playing this game at 30. That's... ugh. But yeah,
I'm glad
but
that there's
it'll
one of
look real
these
nice.
games where your created character isn't going to be a hideous FromSoft demon.
I mean, that's
I look
nice.
very pretty.
I still, I chose a dude, and all the starter dudes they give you are just really plain. I'm like, come on, guys, just let me play as the guy from the first game if you don't want to try.
That's your problem. Always go with a waifu.
Yeah, because then the girls are literally just like Team Ninja waifus. I'm like, what is this?
Team Ninja waifus, that's what it is.
Yeah, so I'm never a huge fan of having a character creator. I always feel like I'd rather just have a well-designed main character. But that's not what these games are about.
I pretty much agree with that.
Other than that, I'm trying to think of other really strong things that changed with it. The blacksmith still makes the PS4 Pro chug. Like you go to the blacksmith and it just revs up every fan in existence.
They added that new like summon a helper spirit that are really stupid.
Oh yeah,
mechanic.
Now you can do that. I
really hope they make them a little bit smarter because those things are useless against bosses.
Environments looked a little bit nicer, but it in general felt and looked the same. But I also really liked how Neo worked, and I finally started really getting used to all the systems toward the end of when I was playing Neo. So going into this, it just felt good to just go back to what I was used to.
Yeah, I just
like getting your stamina back for basically free, that kind of stuff.
I'd love to see like
I do
more
wonder if
and stuff like that.
They're going to like the hell was I going to say? I lost it. It's gone now.
No. you got to go run back to it. Just check the map. It's pointing directly to where you left it.
Oh, I wonder if they're going to. I wonder if they're going to add like a forging element with the soul cores because you can get duplicates. So I wonder if they'll be crafting materials at some point.
Because you can sell them just like, or you can trade them back in like everything else, just to give them away and get items from the shrine. And I think you might be able to sell them.
There's also something called a Kodama marketplace.
Huh.
No.
That reminds me. They also had those evil Kodamas, which I couldn't figure out what to do with exactly. You just see them and then they're like purple skin and have a horn and it says they want something.
Okay. I Googled what those things were. They're to reroll gear. If you drop a piece of gear next to them, they will give you a different piece of gear for the same slot that's an equal level and rarity. So like if you drop a legendary sword next to one, it'll give you a different legendary weapon.
That's kind of neat.
I like that. I actually like that a lot.
I really...
I don't know. This piece of gear doesn't look good.
They also have a thing where you can change any weapon to look however you want it.
Yeah, they added that in the DLC of 1, and I'm happy they added it, because if you're going to have MMO loot shit, you gotta let me change it into whatever I want it to look like.
Yeah. I really hope that eventually, or the leveling system for the loot and everything isn't busted like the first game, because I got to the end of that and I couldn't for the last 2 DLCs, I didn't change my weapon at once. It was really rough. Like, it just wouldn't drop better items. So hopefully that's fixed. But that's one of those.
I tried their new weapon and I wasn't too keen on it.
The throwing them is really cool.
Once I started pumping points into it and started being able to do like throw combos.
Mm-hmm.
But it does. Yeah, I didn't really care for it other than the fact you could throw them. And there are 3 different kinds of throws.
Yeah,
it's a double axe thing. Just so people know.
The most.
They seem to have made demons work when they didn't in the first game.
What do you mean? Demon?
Well, it was almost impossible to like grapple a demon in the first game where you knock their stamina down to nothing and then you get your big cinematic stab, and it's way easier in this one.
Oh yeah, they didn't have one in the first game.
Yeah, they do now. Even bosses
now they
do
got
it.
that.
If you do your yokai trigger when the boss is stunned, you get a special cinematic one. Like I changed to the water spirit, and you just do Virgil's rainfall to them.
That's pretty good. I didn't mess a lot with the other transformations because I stuck with the big hammer.
I changed them because the other transformations have more points for the soul cores.
That makes sense.
I like the idea of having the big cinematic, like you're using your big move while stunned, because it's just reminding me of Nero from Devil May Cry just doing his Buster arm moves.
Yes.
They also made it easier to accidentally hit a demon's weak point, which is something I got through most of Neo 1 without understanding existed.
Oh, you didn't? Yeah, a lot of times I would literally just like take out bow and arrow to hit it, something like that. And you can hit them using the overhead stance a lot of the time with the ones where it's just the horns. So I didn't feel like that was very different.
It feels like it happened a lot in this, so I wonder if they just made it like not enough people figured out that was even a thing. Yeah, so let's make it happen a little bit more so maybe they figure it out.
Yeah, it could have made it a bigger hitbox or something.
I really like how now there's just like demon zones. I like that there's corrupted shrines now. If a shrine is in a demon zone, you can't use it, and you have to find the lord of the demon zone and kill them in order to be able to do that. Use it.
Yeah, that's a neat mechanic, and I'm glad that they've seemed to have put a lot of things in here to make it feel different, like make you feel like there's another level going on to the game than there was before. Like those demon zones
one of those
really
sequels that kind of does baby steps toward like advancing things, polishing stuff up.
It's not. Yeah, it's an acceptable jump, but it's not as big a one as I would have liked.
Yeah.
Although maybe there's something that just wasn't in this alpha.
Yeah.
I do like how the alpha just dumped guns and cannons on you, and it's like, I don't want to fight that thing down that ladder, so I'm just going to shoot it in the face from a distance 15 times.
Yeah, the canon's always been way overpowered. But, usually it's not Dark Souls. You don't have a place where you can just sit and shoot somebody.
Very, very pleased this is a Koei Tecmo thing where they make their sequels where they're like, all right, we're going to slightly increase it. Instead of we're going to make a sequel, we're going to change everything and make it bad. We're going to try and make it as new as possible. And we're going to take away everything you like.
And then everyone claps.
They're like, well, this is a true sequel. They're trying some adventurous, different stuff. And they kind of did the Destiny 2 approach here, except they didn't take anything out that made me upset.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like Destiny 2 is a real mixed bag.
Yeah, it's a very mixed bag where they did some
back.
stuff that I really, really thought were good improvements, and then they did some. And then they, Activision slipped their clown shoes onto them.
Hey, Bob, is that
What's
Destiny 2 thing in the news?
No, because it's news for next week, I guess.
Okay, well, let's announce that their announcement was announced.
Yeah, sure. There's an announcement of new Destiny 2 news.
That's your coverage.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be at the E3 Coliseum?
It's not. They're going to be there too, but it's also on June 6th. They're announcing their stuff. And then they're going to
okay. I only saw the Jeff Keighley thing.
Right. Other than Neo, the only thing I played is a little bit of Rage 2. Did anyone else want to say anything about Neo before I move on?
No, I said my piece.
Okay.
How badass is Rage 2?
Rage 2, I have no idea what happened. Like the marketing.
Oh, that's never good.
The marketing does not fit this game at all. It actually opens with the ending cutscene of Rage 1, something I didn't think they'd link to at all. The story seems serious, except once in a while your character says something silly and zany, like, "Oh man, isn't this cool?"
Once in a while they do something that reminds you of the ad campaign.
Right, like someone over the radio is like, "Stop bragging about how cool your powers are." Like, okay, game, this is really not enough for that ad campaign.
I'm really glad that I did not pick this up.
It actually runs at 60 on the PS4 Pro, which is a surprise.
Ooh.
So that's nice. The shooting,
I like when it looks smooth and feels good.
The shooting feels like a PC game. You know how when they port a PC game to a console and it just doesn't feel right? It's that.
Like it doesn't have enough like auto aim and
yeah, it doesn't have enough auto aim or enough like pull or
Let me explain. So
acceleration.
when you exactly, it's acceleration, deceleration from you pushing the stick. It's where they equate the tilt on a stick in a completely one-to-one linear nature to the momentum on screen instead of it being a logarithmic thing. Like it's all of that and auto aim. I fucking hate that feeling. So thank you for telling me, Bob.
Yeah. Also, every time you get a new ability or gun, you are taken to the tutorial dimension.
What?
Yeah. And it starts out being powers, so it's like, okay, these are not even that unique. Like hit L1 to do a small dash. You wouldn't think you need a tutorial for that. They'd have a tutorial for that. But then I got a shotgun. It's like, here's their tutorial for the shotgun. Shoot these 6 guys. What? Who needs this? Who would ever need a tutorial for shooting a guy with a shotgun? And every single time.
Baby's first video game, Bob.
Right? I don't know why they would think that's okay.
You know, as you were yelling, who would need that, on my phone, a notification popped up from someone posting a picture on Facebook of Heinz Mayo Q Saucy Sauce, which is a mix of mayo and barbecue. And I was like, who would need that?
Just
These
Just thinking of Phil's friend who tried to make that, what was it, that coffee thing?
God.
Look, he wanted a strong coffee, whatever the fuck, so he got all the coffee in the world and put it into one glass and chugged.
Yeah.
Sleeping is for cowards who don't want their heart to explode. So, Bob, what's more disgusting, engaging with Rage 2 or the potential of having to consume mayo Q?
I think I'd rather have mayo Q. I want to know what that tastes like. Unlike Rage 2, I now know what that's like, and I'm like, oh, that's okay, guys.
Well,
keep it.
Go buy some Sweet Baby Ray's and mix it with a cup of mayo.
Okay, for one thing, that's going to come out way better than Heinz's mayo Q because Sweet Baby Ray's is a decent barbecue.
Right. I'm
Whereas-
like, mayo Q is going to be awful because the barbecue sauce is going to be the worst.
Mayo Q is going to be like the
mix
barbecue
Heinz
sauce.
ketchup with Heinz mayo and then just dump some molasses in it and stir.
There you go. Maybe some brown sugar.
Bob, Mr. Feel, I have a question. Have either of you tried Miracle Whip?
Yes.
Yeah,
Don't
my
talk
family
about that here.
my family never bought mayo my entire life. I only ate Miracle Whip.
Yeah, okay, yep. Nope, I'm in the same situation where
Mayonnaise is scary.
my
and I
parents-
thought Miracle Whip was mayonnaise, so that scares me too.
it is nothing like mayonnaise. My mom hated mayonnaise, so we mostly kept, like, we basically only ever had Miracle Whip around.
I mean, they're the same thing except Miracle Whip is sugar instead of salt.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Miracle Whip is sugar, and mayonnaise is more fat-oriented, so people got scared when the fucking USDA regulation or diet guidelines came out, and they're like, fat gives you heart attacks. Don't eat fat. And everyone's like, okay, we'll eat sugar.
I'm glad we figured it out.
Yeah, no, we're such a healthy nation now. Now that pizza is a vegetable.
Pizza is my favorite vegetable.
Pizza-
And fruit.
I'm going to be real. If mushrooms didn't exist, pizza might be my favorite vegetable. But check this out. You can put mushrooms on pizza.
Raw.
It is. God, Rage 2.
Yeah, I can't think of much else.
Everything you fucking said about it is like my worst.
I played
Like, literally, it's like you're going down a checklist of shit I hate.
I played it for like 2 hours, and
Yeah.
then I thought about picking it up again yesterday. I was like, no, I know exactly what that is, and I don't want to do any more. Like,
Cool.
it's not a great feeling.
I watched a review of Rage 2 because I was still interested in giving it a try because, you know, the gameplay looked fun. But then they said, I went through the main story, and then I reached a point where I wasn't allowed to do the main story until I did checklist stuff on the open world map.
Ugh.
And then you were like, I played that fucking Far Cry game already this year, not again.
What was?
And then they said, it took me 11 hours to do everything to get credits. And I was like, ooh, even on an open world shooter like this? Wow.
Also, picking things up feels bad. Like,
oh, no. Oh,
yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, that's one of the worst parts of the game because there's like collectibles all over the ground, kind of like, you know, Borderlands or whatever. And you know, in that you can just hold the
Why
button,
can't
he
you
sucks
just do it
everything
like
in.
Destiny? Just let me face fuck the ground, and then it just all floats into me.
Yeah, and here it's just like you gotta nitpick where you're hitting the button. You want to make sure that after you hit the bust this thing open, you look around everywhere and make sure you actually looked at all the stuff to pick up.
We spent $150,000 on the squatting animation for you to pick something up. You're going to do it.
There's not even an animation. It just appears in your inventory, but it feels bad. I don't know how they did it. Also, there's loot chest things around. You have to bust them open, and the animation is awful. Like, he punches it, the money is all sitting on top in a big pile. You look at it for a second, and then the money disappears. And it's just so strange. I don't know. I'm not liking it.
Yeah.
And the powers are kind of fun, honestly. Like, if this maybe on PC is a whole thing just way more enjoyable because aiming won't feel bad.
Right.
But of course, that won't fix all the weird problems like the tutorial menus that tutorial level that keeps appearing. Here's how they double jump. Let's make sure you can do that.
Oh, cool. Great. That sounds like NT Creates making sure I know how to switch characters every time I get a new character in the playthrough of Curse of the Moon. Where they're like, hey, you know how to switch characters? I'm like, yeah, asshole. I'm 4 levels in.
You already had to double jump to get to this thing, but you need to double jump 2 more times because I don't think you know what a double jump really is yet.
Well, it's like in the original Halo. Remember when they were like, Master Chief, we need you to look up. Now look down. Now look up again. Look down again. Look up again. Look down again. Look up again. Look down again.
I think that sequence
I'm doing it right now.
It's like the
I think that
first,
sequence lasted half as long as you just said it implied in that conversation.
Now is the first 10 minutes of the game.
His chief looks up and down for an hour straight.
Guys, we're getting attacked. Not right now, Master Chief. I know the drill. Looks up again.
Good.
Got it memorized.
Do you want to invert your control scheme?
And then at the end of all that, they're still not sure. They have to ask you.
Master Chief, this will be your greatest challenge. Look up. Now look down. Now look up again.
Now look down again.
I need to stop and listening to you.
Fucking Keith David shows up and he's like, Master Chief, what's this? Oh, now it's up, now it's down, now it's up, now it's down.
Arbiter, we're gonna need you to look at these 3 dots.
1 second, I am. It keeps moving up and down.
I'm very
That's all I
confused.
played this week.
Cool, Bob. Hey, KZ, what have you been playing?
Can't wait for Halo 3.
Halo 3.
We gotta finish the fight, Bob. All right, so I played a little bit more Team Sonic Racing. There's not much on that front. It's still great. Still really enjoying that. I've been trying to claw my way through slowly, trying to catch up on Final Fantasy XIV. And that's been good. I've been wondering if it's gonna lead me down a track of losing my life. No, not really at all. It's been fairly pleasant.
That must be nice.
It's just it's a good game that I can have on and play something in the background like Castlevania or something, and enjoy as much entertainment being soaked into my brain as possible. I've been going through the current expansion we're on because I need to catch up in time for the new one, Shadowbringers, and we're getting to the point where they're establishing the villain of the current expansion, and they do a really good job of selling this guy to you as the strongest guy on the block, where early on in the story he just completely effortlessly takes you out, but then you run into him again and they make you bring him in a basically one-on-one fight down to half health. It says that's good, and then he unsheaths his sword and just completely heals again. And then I start fighting him again. He's super powered up. I die, and they say, "No, you didn't beat him up enough." They're like, "No, you need to get him down to 94% health before he considers that. Oh yeah, you're pretty strong. This is impressive." It was very, very impressive. I do like the way
Is he Garland?
The Empire stuff is just all Garland shit. It's the Garland Empire in that game. And this is just the Japanese version of it, so he's just got a blood red katana. And they put him in Dissidia as well. And he's really cool. The quests and stuff are interesting. I ran into a dungeon that had a boss where instead of you attacking it, you have to solve dodging puzzles, where they'll just put AoEs on the ground, and also dodge mechanics of don't look at the boss or you'll get caught in its eye trap, where he'll just wrap you in chains and you can't move while an AoE crushes you. And it kind of gave me a Legends of the Hidden Temple vibe, because it's just a giant stone statue, and it plays a little happy noise whenever you get it right. But I've been going through that. I'm about halfway through the base expansion content, and I've had a good time with that. I haven't explored many of my new moves yet, because I typically like to wait toward the end when you have everything. Because in those games, you go into a rotation of moves you can do, and I hate having them not complete, because then you gotta reorder everything and get that done. But I'll keep clawing away at that, though. I imagine E3 excitement will distract me a little bit.
Well, Casey, that sounds real great and all, but over in Camp Dan, we've been having way more fun with Overwatch. I might get that skin before the event ends.
Dan,
Quiet sigh.
Dan. You need to understand now, while we're both lapsing on games that took much of our time, when I play Final Fantasy XIV, there are pretty much no negative feelings coming out of me at any point.
KZ, if I ever enter a state in my life where I can self-describe as that, I will fucking let you know. But I think that is a heavy burden to place on a fucking video game.
I'm having pleasant experience. I go in dungeons with people. They're all nice. One of them ooh-wooed. And it was my tank. That Dark Knight ooh-wooed at me.
Did he say, "What's this?"
Probably. I play as a girl.
Wait, are Dark Knights out? I thought it wasn't the expansion.
Dark Knight
they
has
were
been
in the
the
first
game
expansion.
for a while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was in the first expansion, but this one they're actually they're theming it after Dark Knight because Dragoon was out when the initial 14 hit, but then they made the expansion where this is where all the Dragoons come from. This cool this big snow kingdom.
This giant trampoline.
Yeah, but now they're like, we're gonna revamp Dark Knight and give him a dark clone that mimics all of his moves and looks really sweet. And also ninjas have shadow clones. Yeah, so 14's getting a lot of cool stuff. But that's probably it. Besides Kingdom Hearts related stuff for me this week. I will report back hopefully the next time we talk about video games, maybe to talk about that Grand Blue thing, that Grand Blue Versus.
Yeah, if any of us can hit those times.
I might get one, maybe. I hate these time things. Just leave it open for 3 days. Come on.
No.
We need to maximize server.
Why is Deacon
operation.
Days Gone in control of Arc System Works?
I have control of the vertical and the horizontal. Shake it,
Horizontal's the
TV.
diagonal one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Phil.
Yeah.
I'm done. That means you get to talk about video games.
Okay, Final Fantasy VII continued. I got to the end of where the first disc would be. In all the modern releases, they just call it end of part 1.
Ooh.
Final Fantasy VII is still a very good game. I am very
cool.
excited to see the remake reemerge.
Yeah.
Here in a week, hopefully.
Yeah.
Ish.
A week and a half.
Not too much to say about that. I played Shovel Knight again, and I played Spectre of Torment a second time. I'd only played it once back when it first came out. Spectre of Torment might be one of the best 2D platformers ever made, period.
So here's the thing. Bob and I were playing Curse of the Moon and seeing its faux 8-bit aesthetic. I told him it's not fair, but just visually going for that style, my brain wants to compare it to Shovel Knight, which is not fair.
You can't compare anything. You definitely can't compare a real game to an Inti Creates game, but Shovel Knight is even an additional level of unfairness.
Well, what are you talking about? Inti-Create games are real. You just really hate them.
Shovel Knight's so
okay,
good.
we made Shovel Knight. We made Shovel Knight, which is like an amazing combination of DuckTales and Mega Man.
Mm-hmm.
And then we made Plague Knight, which is just a remix of those levels with insane bombing mechanics and bomb jumps and floating and shit. They're like, now we'll make Spectre Knight, which is us just making Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to finish that at some point. I've gotten really far. It's really good.
It's really good.
Did the King one come out yet?
Not yet.
No, it was supposed to come out in April and they delayed it. I imagine it'll be shadow dropped during E3.
Yeah, probably.
I'm really excited for that because that one is like, it's WarioWare.
Yeah, I think that
'Cause
they're
it's all
waiting
about
on
getting
releasing
treasure and wealth, and King Knight's main attack is a shoulder tackle.
I can see that maybe like appearing maybe on the Nintendo thing.
I think it's supposed to be
like,
it's got to release alongside the retail release. I think what they had decided on. So we won't be getting a shadow dropped, I don't think, but it probably will be announced with a release date and stuff, and be very soon. That's my guess.
Yeah, I could see Nintendo pushing for it because didn't the previous one like launch with the Switch as like an exclusive for a little bit? I remember there's something like that where people on Switch played the Spectre one first.
I don't think so.
I
I
think it
think
was
it
something.
came out the same day for everybody.
Okay.
Because they couldn't really do that because it was a backer reward, so they can't be like,
Yeah,
you have to wait another week.
There was a thing where if you bought the collection, if you bought a certain edition before a certain point, you got the stuff for free. It was complicated. But I don't think there was any timed exclusivity for Switch.
Oh, I see it. I see. Spectre of Torment came out March 3rd for Switch, April 5th for PC, Steam, Mac, Japanese Wii U, and 3DS.
So 1 month. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah, it straight up came out for Switch on launch day, and then a month later everywhere else.
I'm surprised that didn't cause a big controversy that I would remember.
I mean, to be fair, Shovel Knight was very strongly associated with Nintendo platforms, if you recall.
You know, they made that game off the backs of Nintendo fans, just like with every other Kickstarter that's a video game.
It had the iconic Wii U release.
Yeah, a bunch of people bought it on 3DS because people's brains are broken, and they saw an 8-bit game and were like, "It's a Nintendo game, so I have to play it on a Nintendo platform or I'll melt."
I thought you were going to say it looks 8-bit, so it'll run on the 3DS very easily.
Yeah, I thought he was going to say that too. I mean, there are people out there who are like, hey, yeah, I know the Switch version of Bloodstained Ritual of the Night runs at 30 frames per second when undocked, but when it's docked, it runs at 60, right? I'm like, no, you're not docking it into
all that processing power that's added via the dock.
Yeah, you're not docking it into a PS4, bro.
There's nothing in the dock.
Yeah, there is.
There's a fan.
Man.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, the fan.
There's not even a fan in the dock.
It lets the Switch work harder.
There's not even a fan in the dock. There's just an outlet.
It's got plastic.
Your biggest fan.
I can't fucking...
You see, there's a bunch of CPUs in the dock, so when you plug the Switch into the dock, it becomes a PS6.
Look, it took until 2017, late 2017, when people kept pulling apart docks to show, guys, there's nothing inside, for people to finally get off their fucking goop.
But, you know, there's still, there's extra stuff in that PlayStation VR adapter. That's got extra processing power.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yep.
It's got the graphics. The graphics come in that separate box, Bob.
That's how it works.
But Bob, they have an ASIC that applies a D-warp for the TV output. That's extra processing power. Ask Brad Shoemaker. I need to stop name dropping people because it would be nice if someone who had a fucking clue could get into the game journalism industry. But at the same time, when I keep non-stopping name dropping people for not knowing shit, you know, it's just my rap sheet's really long is what I'm saying.
You rap?
Yeah, I rap. That's what that term means. Just like also ran means you too enjoy jogging.
Yeah, you also ran in the race.
Mm-hmm. I don't get it.
Check out my SoundCloud.
I don't get it. Battleborn isn't about
so
jogging.
Let's move on before Dan has another 18-hour podcast to edit.
We're doomed anyways. I saw the news this week.
It'll be great.
Hey, we're stopping earlier than usual on what we've been playing.
Speaking of which, I hear we've got some podlords.
Who?
Damn it, guys! You're supposed to be like, but Dan, the news.
You need to move on.
But
Get on with it, Dan. Who cares about these podlords?
Oh shit! The news.
We have to run a bit for Dan to look up the names because Patreon changed their layout 18 times this hour.
Dan's like, run the bit. My connection's too slow right now.
Actually, if you must know, it's my computer shitting blood as it tries to render all these Castlevania videos while running Firefox and Chrome.
Great. Should use Safari.
Your computer's just wheezing. It's like, would you like to run 3 versions of Crysis at once? It's better than this.
Please. Chrome took away every last ounce of memory I had.
These 2 tabs need it.
It's like that scene from Spirited Away where the witch takes her name, but it's all of my RAM and it's Chrome doing it. The podlords for this episode of The Big Thing to Mention are Danny Richardson, Not Gag, Lady Popcorn, E. Lee Broyles, Bam Madrigal, Vox, or Vo. I don't know, let me know sometime. Crimson, Corey Brown, and Dank Mormons. Thank you very much to our podlords.
Thank you, podlords.
Thanks, podlords.
Thank you, Dank.
Bob, how do you feel about Madrigal? You think that's probably the correct way?
That sounds really legit.
It sounds pretty legit.
Sounds very fancy.
It does. I still don't know about VAUX. I'm going with Volks. That way I can split the difference.
Vox News.
Look, I can't say Vox because then people will be like, oh, Voxandra backed them on the podcast Patreon? What a fine gentle lady.
The only one that shows up when searching for GigaBoots on Patreon.
Yeah, I actually meant to mention that on the way into this bit, but yeah, it turns out our GigaBoots Patreon, the main one, got flagged as 18 plus. So Patreon does the thing where they fucking bury us. You cannot find us using the search function on Patreon. You can only find the GigaBoots podcast Patreon.
I don't understand how that would even have happened. Like,
I do. Hey, Bob.
What's up?
Remember Dr. Agro's romance fiction, a feature we haven't actually offered in 3 years?
Oh, no.
Oops.
Probably
You just
that.
gotta bring that back, but it's about me and Feel.
No, see, because part of the thing was you could basically insert tags into the Dr. Agro romance fiction generation machine to be like, and I don't think you two want that. I don't think you two want fans to be able to vote on what tags your porn should have.
Oh no, Feel CBT.
Exactly. But speaking of the podcast Patreon.
KZNTR, no!
Speaking of the podcast Patreon, I hear we have a new stretch goal.
We do?
This is the one about the DBZ movies.
It's the one. We're doing that again.
Oh, it's still new. We haven't hit it yet. It's new.
This is Feel's bit. Where's Feel?
I'm right here. What do you need?
Feel, do that fake Patreon voice you do about Dragon Ball Z.
We need you to show the Dragon
right.
Ball Z milestone again.
If you would like to help us reach our stretch goal where we watch each Dragon Ball movie and special and rank them, you can support our Patreon at patreon.com/gbpodcast. And not only will you help us reach that goal to produce that show, you will also get access to commentary tracks and other bonus content we produce for our patrons.
Feels just got that pre-recorded on a button.
Oh God, I wish. That would be enviable.
He has different knobs that, like, as you hit each
Please,
notch.
do tell me about Feel's knobs.
Alright. Feel's knob is very interesting. Alright, so knob number 1 is that voice, the Patreon voice.
Mm-hmm.
Knob 2 is the movie suit voice. Mm-hmm. And then you have to really turn it all the way, and then it's just Kylo Ren.
You have to give to the Patreon.
Oh no!
He had to turn the knob, it took a bit.
Burn the Dragon Ball movies if you must. GT is bad.
Man, if only we had some sort of platform on which to tell people that GT is bad relative to these other movies, but
if only you had a platform to attack
yet.
GT fans on.
I wouldn't call it attacking. I would call it correcting. But we've got some news. Man, if we had a correction segment, it wouldn't be filled with corrections of things we said wrong on the podcast. It would just be us being corrections. Sonic CD, not a good game.
You can send your corrections to corrections@gigaboots.com.
You can. I won't stop you. It's not going to go anywhere.
It won't go anywhere. It'll just disappear into the void, much like your complaints anyway.
I'm going to be real. Made a new section on the GigaBoots Discord for Curse Content Club because all of the suggestions for Curse Content Club was shitting up the rest of the fucking suggestions section. It's like every time I would click
I
back
was thinking
in
of shit and I thought about this movie.
I was like, then I disabled all notifications from that channel, so problem solved.
I haven't yet, but I can see that happening someday, and then I'll just check in on it every 1 or 2 weeks instead of like seeing the thing and compulsively clicking it to make it not be lit up. But yeah, it used to be, it would be one suggestion for the channel and 6 fucking cursed content suggestions, and I would be like, Jesus Christ. Considering we have our own very long list. But anyways, we need to talk about the news. Speaking of news, Xbox Game Pass is coming to PC. And apparently Microsoft is, just going to fucking sell their games on Steam now.
Yeah, they said that they're just going to put their shit on. They're going to put more. What they said specifically was more Xbox games will be coming to PC, which says to me that there's never going to be an Xbox exclusive again.
I could see that as possible.
I mean, that's already the case for everything coming out.
Basically.
When Halo, when they folded on Master Chief, it was over.
I agree with that. But yeah, they're bringing their stuff to PC.
Coming.
Yeah, they're bringing their stuff to PC. They're bringing their games to Steam. The Game Pass is now going to work. They are doing, as they phrased it, Game Pass for PC, but they didn't clarify if it's like one Game Pass you buy for both or whatever. I assume the PC end of Game Pass works via the Windows 10 store, and as such, they're still incentivizing that end of things, because obviously Steam isn't going to let them download shit for free. That doesn't make sense. So, like, this literally is the best of all worlds here. We're getting more Microsoft games on Steam instead of their shitty store. We're getting the Game Pass in some capacity on PC, where it would have added value. And the last thing, the thing that's not in these notes, but also insanely important, the Windows 10 App Store is now going to support Win32 applications. For people who don't know what that is, Win32 applications is just the normal way to make a fucking Windows application. The reason, you could say the reason that all of those games that came out on the Windows 10 store had those shitty features forced on them and couldn't do normal graphics modes or resolutions or frame rates or VSync or whatever that you come to expect from a modern PC game is because they were all made in the way you have to normally make a Windows 10 app. With this, it's entirely possible that Microsoft's PC offerings will be competent. Thank God. Also, like any way you would normally make a PC game. So, like, let's say Ease, right? The ports of Ease to modern OS, like Ease 1 and 2, or Ease Origin. Those are Win32.
Oh, you mean Ease?
You mean what?
So guys, when you get this certain device for the TurboGrafx to play your TurboGrafx CD games without actually owning the CD games, and it outputs RGB, it's called the Super SD System 3, the audio is fucked. And me and Bob laughed our asses off over how broken the Ease intro is, because the dude's just a boomy narrator, but with this broken ass mod, he's just like, Ease.
Stop doing that. It's too convincing. Stop it.
I'm done. But yeah, I think this is all really,
strong.
really great news. Because, like, I don't want to fucking use the Windows 10 App Store, period. Full stop.
Nobody does.
Them improving it is great because someday I may want to use it, but it's not anytime soon. And I'm really glad that the Game Pass is finally coming to PC where it could get more use.
Do you think the Windows 10 App Store has a shopping cart?
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking.
They're not epic. They're just bad at making
They want to run a store and not just jerk themselves off, so probably.
I love that the mental image is that Epic as a game company is just 6 dudes sitting in one boardroom jerking off. Hey, you
Kind
guys,
of epic.
you guys, we sure do have a lot of money. Yes, we do. Let us touch our penises.
Oh, Tim Sweeney, you're such a zany guy.
No,
I think you have a podcast title.
Hey, Bob, what other news did we get this week? Man, you have the dumbest news this week.
COD Meow got announced.
COD Mew.
What's COD Mew?
Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Sure,
No,
it's
that already came out.
2007.
No, it's a new game. It's a reboot.
Oh, yeah, you're right, because that was Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. This is Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Very different game. I don't know what the problem is. What is the deal here? Why did people not understand?
I have no idea, Bob.
It uses a new engine. This adds PBR, physical-based rendering. You know, I'm kind of surprised they didn't have this, just because they were starting to look really nice with some of those. Like Infinite Warfare and stuff.
Yes, they looked kind of nice, but they
yeah, it's true.
Sorry, I'm not.
Come on, Bob. It didn't look that good.
Casey, don't.
What?
there's apparently going to be a new co-op mode. We didn't really get to hear anything about this.
That's frustrating because Spec Ops was already such a good mode in Modern Warfare 2.
Right, I'm hoping worried this new co-op mode is just Spec Ops. Honestly,
that would be the best case scenario.
Yeah, there's no mention of zombies in any of this, so I'm happy about that. It's gonna have crossplay support, so PC and I think what.
I'm losing it because my brain was just like, oh man, COD fans are gonna be upset over Bob saying that, and like potentially no zombies mode, and all I could think of was Rich Evans screaming, "I fucking love zombies!"
I mean, I actually didn't see what's crossplay support with. I assume it's Xbox and PC. That's how this usually goes.
Yeah, well. I remember the good old days when it used to be PS4 and PC.
Right, maybe Sony will finally let it up.
The good old days of what, 3 years ago?
Yep.
The good old days of before Sony got their brain disease back.
Yeah. I love how many times a day I sit there and find a new piece of evidence that their hubris is in full force. And yet, recently on Curious Cat, I got the question, why do you guys think Sony's full of themselves and gonna fuck up next gen? And I'm like, fucking everything? I don't know how to break this down.
Right? There's so many little things. I'm sorry.
I think when people, when you say that, it makes people think that Sony's going to go in next gen, have no good games at all, nothing ever good will come out, and this bad stuff.
No, they're gonna have some good games, but I mean, I'm not.
Just because it isn't as bad as the PS3 doesn't mean it won't be bad.
Right. Also, I love Bob being like, there's so many little things.
Well, you guys are the boomer cynical guys, you know. You need some of these positive people to, you know, let you know the truth.
Yeah, you're
#Sony
noticing that the PS4 which was sold at a profit on day one has not fallen in price nearly as much as the consoles that were sold at a loss always. Is just noticing that is
you know what?
cynical.
Let's go a fucking step further. Hey Bob, let's talk about that the state of play thing or whatever.
You mean the days of play in June?
And how it normally they put on a fucking sale for the console. It's the whole point. They bundle it with the game, they lower the price, and they have a special version. Hey Bob, what's new about this year?
It's gray. It's $300, please. Thank you.
It looks kind of silver to me, Bob. Come on now.
So it's full fucking price.
But Days Gone is $20. So,
Days Gone is $20.
Hey, look at there. Fucking killer app right there. And also, it doesn't matter if it's full price. That's capitalism, baby.
Yeah.
So figure this out. They can afford to sell the PS4 for $200 on Black Friday with Spider-Man. But the rest of the year they can't break it from $300.
No, never. Don't be insane.
Hey, they're going through a lot right now. Think of the movie division.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. They got to soak up all the losses for the movie division.
They need to just sever that from themselves and be done with it. God.
That Spider-Man movie did well. They're never giving up now.
Just let them. I mean, it didn't do that well. Just let the mouse absorb them like it's going to end with anyway.
Yeah, the mouse decided it wants Ghostbusters, and then that's it.
The Disney PlayStation.
No, they won't buy. They won't buy the whole company. They'll just buy the movie division.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's what you think would happen, but they would just buy the whole fucking company and just.
The real Disney's coming out next decade.
They would throw away everything that isn't an IP.
Let's talk about less depressing things. There's no season pass in this new Call of Duty. It's just going to be free updates. Free maps and content.
That is until loot boxes are
right. They haven't announced any loot box stuff, but I have to assume that there's plan.
Of course.
It's like, okay, we have to wait and see if it's legal when this game comes out.
Right.
And then
I'm sure there'll just be some egregious shit, like with Black Ops 4.
And then
where it's just like expensive bullshit.
Yeah, maybe they'll just let you buy a golden gun for literally $50 a piece.
So we're looking forward to something.
I am completely fine with that.
We'll go back to the normal disgusting shit after going through the garbage.
Yes, we'll get the horse armor back.
The horse armor is not designed from the bottom up by psychiatrists who study how to exploit you.
Right.
I'm so nostalgic for horse armor.
So I'm actually excited for this Modern Warfare. I don't know. I think this makes a lot of sense. Literally everyone's been saying forever, please stop with this sci-fi stuff. We don't want to go back to World War II.
Yes.
We just want it to be current modern day shooting. And also the only character people ever cared about was Price and his team. So
I liked Black Ops 4, so I might try this if people are saying it's good.
Have you never played the original Modern Warfare?
No.
Did you play Modern Warfare 2?
Black Ops 4 was my first Call of Duty game.
Whoa. How'd you avoid it, KZ? Did you go into a cave?
I don't know. I played Kingdom Hearts and anime video games, and then
I've never played a Call of Duty game.
That's okay.
Yeah, hey, Bob.
Hey.
Come on, give it the times.
Hey, Bob.
Let's play some Quake 2.
Hey, Bob.
What's up?
How the fuck did we make a gaming podcast with 2 other people who hadn't played Call of Duty before last year?
I don't know.
I played it and enjoyed it.
So one of the breakdowns for this is warning everybody that this game is going to be banned in some countries. Because you know how every Modern Warfare game had the shocking moment?
Right. And we've seen already,
apparently the one for this game is supposed to be real bad.
But yeah,
I saw something about like child soldier or something.
Yeah, in the trailer we see a shot of a little kid like with a gas mask on, crouch walking somewhere.
Physically based rendering. I don't.
That's just Guile. He's gonna do a flash kick in a second.
Okay, cool.
Don't jump. Don't jump.
Dan wakes up. Shoryukens.
Why does it always work?
But we got some other news, so I guess we can move on from Call of Duty.
We can.
Pokemon Masters for smartphone was announced.
What the fuck is that?
Finally, it's a gacha game.
Probably. We don't 100% know what it is, but it has trainers from all throughout the series.
Whoa.
It has battling.
This is dangerous.
You can use all different trainers like that showed Cynthia.
What it appears to be is a gacha game, and you make a team of trainers, and they each have a specific Pokemon.
Right. That's probably what it is.
And it's 3-on-3 fights.
So that's neat. It has new art from Ken Sugimoto.
I would be surprised if it isn't a gacha game, because the only Nintendo mobile game that is making like numbers right now is Fire Emblem Heroes.
And isn't this is Dana, which is also did Fire Emblem Heroes, right? I think.
I'm checking that now because I was interested.
Yeah,
sorry,
check,
DNA.
I forget who.
Not Dana. I keep wanting to say Dana though.
DNA.
Yeah.
Dana.
Yep, they're making Pokemon Masters. It's a gacha game.
Oh no, I knew they were making Pokemon Masters, but didn't they also do Heroes? Fire Emblem Heroes?
Yeah, they did Fire Emblem Heroes. I mean, they also did Super Mario Run and Pocket Camp, but considering neither of those made nearly as much money as Fire Emblem Heroes, it's probably going to be like Fire Emblem Heroes.
This is one of the times where a potential gacha game's announced and my eyebrows raised like,
They also announced the Detective Pikachu sequel for Switch. So it's sequel to that 3DS game that no one ever played.
Magnum Dong.
I have never seen a screenshot or heard a single human being discuss that 3DS game. I forgot it existed.
They need to port to Switch. Like, if they're doing this, they need to have like a 2-pack where you get the first one, or
I don't even know what it looks like. Did they ever show it in a Nintendo Direct?
Yeah, a few times, I think.
Yeah, they did, because they unveiled the amiibo for Detective Pikachu. It's 3 times bigger than the average amiibo. It's ridiculous.
It's big. It's a big boy.
They based the movie off that. Like, same location.
Yeah, it also takes place in Castlevania City.
Yes.
And it involves a talking Pikachu.
Yep.
Just like Castlevania.
Yeah, Pikachu powers defeat Satan.
Oh, it didn't come out till last year in America.
Yeah, that's why I didn't know what it looked
like.
Yeah, that's why no one cared.
It was in the complete dead zone of 3DS. It's like, guys, what are you doing?
It was in the dead zone.
Yeah, no.
With Garlic Jr.
Garlic Jr. threw it in there.
Garlic Jr. plays Detective Pikachu.
Dying Light 2 has a new publisher. It's going to be published by...
Garlic Jr. plays Detective Pikachu. Sounds like it should be a video from fucking DBZ Abridged people. Thank you for that nightmare in my brain, KZ. Excellent.
I'm gonna send this anonymously to their email address as soon as we finish this.
Hey, that sounds like a good idea, dude. You gotta watch Vegeta play Fallout New Vegas. I think he's done that.
Oh my god.
Hey Bob, Dying Light 2!
Publisher for Square Enix. Let's not talk about DBZ Abridged ever again.
Whoa! That's incredible!
This is a pretty good poll because like I said the last time writing in games came up, Avalon is writing this. He's a really good writer.
And Dying Light 1 was actually solid. So yeah.
I kept meaning to play it, but never got around to it. But I liked the idea of like it's a little bit different from other zombie games.
More parkour based.
Also, there's less guns, and it's more just hitting zombies with shit.
It's still deeply in the realm of a game I wouldn't put that much time into because it's an open world style game. But I respect what it was.
Gameplay of this new one, and instead focused on the Avalon aspect last D3 of like.
You're going to make decisions.
All the branching paths.
These decisions are going to affect the city and what you can do in the city. Are you going to help these people? Then they'll move in. Once you remove the cops, the druggies move in.
Which option?
How do you
let
remember
me kill
that
my
detail?
girlfriend with the ink powers?
I pay a lot of attention during E3, my friend. It's all I do for 4 fucking days straight.
Man, we're gonna have some fucking crazy shows.
Yeah, no. It's probably going to involve a lot of me directly quoting lines that people only half remember in the fervor.
I'm so sad Reggie's gone. We won't get a sequel to The Game is Fun.
You could just lie to me and KZ and we wouldn't even be able to call you on it.
I've done that.
No, now I'm gonna pay attention.
I did that.
No, you won't.
I did that to other people who attended E3 just to fuck with them. Like, we do our E3. Yeah, I guess a lot of people, this is the first time hearing it. So we do E3 parties. Like, we just have food, platters of food and shit, and people hang out, drink, whatever, and just chill for like a few days straight or whatever. One year, I totally fucked with someone. I was like, yeah, you were there. They announced blank. And the person was so tired from not sleeping in between days, they believed me.
God damn you.
And then Bob's next to me. He has any sense of conscience. I'm like, damn it,
Bob. You're going to try and trick Phil into thinking at the Microsoft show. Phil Spencer showed Blinks 3.
Don't you remember? Battletoads was there, and it was made by Integrate.
Hey.
Oh, no.
Don't spoil content.
I didn't spoil anything until you said I spoiled something.
I know. I said it anyway because it made me feel good.
You made me mad by mentioning it again, so I'm going to make you do work.
Don Matrix showed up, and he had amazing abs.
He laid down sideways like he was fucking Jay Allard.
On stage.
And then he took his shirt off to show us how much he had been working out. Then Don Matrick gave Phil Spencer a swirly. By the way, Don Matrick looks like Simon Belmont from Captain Ed.
So, Bob, Dying Light 2 looks great.
Sure.
Interesting that Square Enix has picked that up. They said that that's going to be shown at their E3 show.
I was surprised that, how did WV lose this IP? What happened? But oh well.
Guess they didn't want it, I guess. Like, I have to wonder, like, what's going on there. Because I don't think the first one did bad.
They just had to double
sure
down.
Got a lot of expansions to have done bad.
Right?
Mm-hmm. But that's going to be shown at the Square Enix E3 show, which they've been pushing real hard. People are hoping, maybe this time they'll have a good one. And then, I think it was yesterday, they announced that that Avengers game is going to have its world reveal at their E3 conference.
Of course it is.
I mean, there was always a potential of it's just not real. They just
there was a lot of people going like they didn't think it'd be there at all.
If it had not been at this E3, I'd have called. It's just it got stealth canceled.
Yeah,
like that would have been my opinion if it just wasn't here at all. But it is, so it's real.
But yeah, it sounds exciting to see that they're slowly like building up through this week, like an idea of what their E3 is going to be like, and it's looking pretty stacked. I think the only thing they haven't mentioned yet is Babylon's Fall, which we assume is going to be there. There's a description for the Avengers game that I pulled up here that came from the E3 Coliseum site.
Okay.
Embrace your powers and join key members of the development team at Crystal Dynamics and the creative team at Marvel Games as they talk about the upcoming Avengers game. This is the defining Avengers gaming experience, an epic action adventure that combines cinematic storytelling with continuous single-player and cooperative gameplay. Moderate, blah, blah, blah. Assemble in teams of up to 4 players, master extraordinary abilities, customize your heroes to fit your playstyle, and combine powers to defend an ever-expanding world under constant threat.
I really don't know what to expect of this video game.
That's a really good elevator pitch, KZ. Let me write down in my notes what you just said about the game. Fucking nothing. Okay.
What are you talking about?
No,
It's got single player
first of all,
and co-op.
no, that said more than Phil says in half of his pitches.
I know it's a video game and you can play with other people.
I know it's a video game, and it's probably their answer to like Destiny style games where you can play it solo, you can play it co-op. We're gonna keep putting shit in it for years if it sells well.
I can't imagine it being that, but we'll see.
That sounds vile.
The way they say it's a continuous single player cooperative like experience that just feels like this is that, and the fact that Squares has said we want to make more games that embrace the games as a service model. And they said that like a year and a half ago, and this looks like that would be it. There are like leaks and postings before that made it seem like this is their approach to that type of game. And I'm like, if it's fun to play, sure.
I can't wait to run Dr. Doom 15 times to get the gold shield for Captain America.
I mean, that sounds great. Just shooting Dr. Doom in the... Hey, come on, man. Come on, we know the route already. We didn't get this exclusive drop.
That sounds miserable.
I played Destiny. I survived it. So long as this doesn't, like, eat its own ass out by accident. Maybe
I can't wait for the Marvel crossover event later this year when that anti-loot box bill gets passed and Thanos snaps and erases half these fucking games.
He'll show up in Fortnite to do it.
No, not Fortnite. Fortnite's invincible.
He's snapping from ground zero.
That's right.
Nice.
That is quite the flex.
So actually, there's some news that just came in.
Oh, yeah?
Smash Brothers got updated just now to have VR support for dozens of levels using the Nintendo Labo VR.
I hear people talking about patch notes.
There are the trailer's up now. You can play on dozens of different levels, and you can play against CPUs, and you can because of course like the way the Switch is designed, there's no video out to the TV. But you can play one player. You can be player one against a bunch of CPUs, or you can just watch CPUs battle, and you can do it on dozens of levels. That's what they've announced so far. Also, it sounds like from the patch note analysis I was reading from people earlier, but this is not covered in the trailer, there's some sort of amiibo arena thing, and then you can also have your amiibos battle online against each other.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty cool to me. You send them out to train, and then you send them out to battle the internet. This is all pretty cool. But I'm
looking at the balance changes, and they just nerfed Pichu, and it's hilarious.
Oh, that's
every
good.
move increased how much shit you eat while using this move.
That's good. I'm okay with that. I was worried you were going to say Ganondorf.
Ganondorf, for your down smash, made it easier to hit multiple times.
Good. Delicious.
And that seems to be a universal thing on a lot of moves, so congratulations, Dan.
Yay, it's a boy.
Oh,
hey, KZ, we got some other news?
Oh, yeah. So, let's see. I think we should...
Dark Pit side special. Reduced vulnerability when hitting an opponent in the air.
Go away, Dark Pit. So, I think we should probably stick with, oh yeah. Here's another E3 related news. Beyond Good and Evil 2 won't be at E3 because it's super real and they're working really hard on it.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure the next time we see that game, it won't be 100% different from everything we've already seen about it.
It already did that trick once.
They're going to do it. It's going to do it 3 or 4 times. It's a good one.
Look, guys, if there's one thing we've learned from Rage 2, it's that publishers are really ready nowadays to release a goddamn game.
To lie.
To just fucking release a goddamn game.
I mean, even from initial seeing the game, it looked like there was no way it was going to be this gen. So I'm not surprised if they want to hold off and talk about it next year when they can talk about it with next gen.
Oh yeah, it's definitely not this gen.
Yeah, I don't think I ever entertained that it was coming out in the next year when we saw it last year.
I saw that reveal and heard what they were talking about and was like, that game isn't coming out. So I definitely didn't think it was this gen.
Right.
Do you guys remember when it was first announced and they, in the same breath, they talked about a Kickstarter and someone for like 2 days, people thought it was a Kickstarter game somehow.
Yeah, no, I know. How do I say this without sounding obnoxious? E3's my shit, man.
That's a
I
bad
know what
sign.
they said at E3.
Do you remember Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
Yes, I do. You want to talk about
was
how they tried
last
to
year.
crowdsource art for a game that's not even 2 years from releasing?
Yeah.
When they fucking did it?
Yeah,
They're like,
no.
hey guys, you calls, it's a part of this amazing process. You can make art for them for free and get compensated jack shit.
Yeah, but we get
Remember
to be a part
wh-
of gaming history, Dan.
That's right.
Remember when they first revealed it and they were like, this is a prequel, and then everybody went, that's not what anybody wanted from this fucking franchise. We wanted the continuation of the cliffhanger. And then the next time we saw the game, the protagonist from the first game was there and it's like, I don't know, it's different now, I guess.
It's complicated.
It's a sequel now.
Here's the amazing thing, Bob, correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm not doing this to dig on anyone we know. I could have sworn our local Beyond Good and Evil fan did not actually pick up on the drastic shift in tone from it's a prequel to this now clearly has to happen later. I think they were still thinking it was a prequel, and it's like, dude, did you fucking see her?
Yeah, I think that there was some confusion there because,
As it turns out, when you say a game's a prequel, then your next trailer directly conflicts with that, and it's a CG trailer, so it's really easy to do. Yeah.
but don't worry, we saw that alpha footage last year.
Oh, you mean that footage of a city running, kind of like the
Yeah,
Sonic 06, here's our day-night cycle system that we'll never use?
right? And I saw a
The
boat.
combat. They showed the combat stuff a little bit too.
I don't remember even seeing the combat stuff. I just
They
remember
did
seeing a
that
boat.
I think they showed that maybe 8 or 10 months ago.
Weird.
It was definitely after that E3. They did.
Oh,
one
there
of
you
their,
go. That's why I'm like, he's mentioning a blind spot. Oh, it wasn't at E3. Okay.
He's mentioning
Yeah,
a blind
yeah,
spot every single time Ubisoft talks that isn't at E3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're
I
talking
made
about.
the advantage of I paid attention to the game past E3.
Are you
So
guys
that's why I have a little bit more belief in it.
Here's the problem. Oh, no, I have belief. As I said, they're going to release a fucking game. Is it what everyone wants? Fuck no. But there's going to be a game called Beyond Good and Evil 2 that comes out.
Are you guys not
I just
excited
went and
for
looked
the
up the
new?
combat, and it looks like if you combine Destiny and The Division, and makes me tired looking at it.
I went
One of
through.
these feels really good, and the other of these literally feels the worst it can while not being Anthem.
I played through a good chunk of Beyond Good and Evil 1 and went, this is okay. But what they are promoting with this game, where it's like, oh, you're going to space and stuff, and you're having an adventure, I'm like, all right, I'm interested in that. Like, sure. So I'll be in that camp of, a lot of people are disappointed that this doesn't pick up where you want in this game, and I'm like, I have no connection, I don't give a shit.
Bob.
Just
What's
shove
up?
this sludge.
Man on stage. Open world, KZ. I'm interested.
No, that's not true at all.
Look, open world in a giant space universe is different than normal open world. I think it hits a different part of your
that
brain.
is-
You're
the
right.
reason.
You're right.
Yeah, when it comes into space, you get No Man's Sky when it's just
Yeah.
ugh.
Right? No, it can be rough.
I went from the ground
going
to
to have to-
space.
they're going
oh
to
my
have to-
god, this is game of the year.
Yeah, but
They're gonna have to put a sticker over the multiplayer part because they had lied up until the part the game came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, thankfully they made numerous updates since then, so it's
It's unfucking real how much they fucking bold-faced lied about that game as it was about to release. But, the main reason why I haven't gone back and checked No Man's Sky since is because people tell me it's fixed and it's better and it's everything they were ever promised. And I don't intentionally go out of my way to argue with people, so I'm not going to go check them on that.
Those
I
people
just
can
saw
go
that the
enjoy
game
it.
didn't look appealing to me when it came out, but after seeing the updates, it looked like something that was appealing to me. That's kind of
I just think the only thing I really know about No Man's Sky beyond all the lies is at launch when you beat the game and get to the center of the universe, your reward is it just dumps you on a random planet. Do it again. Takes all your stuff and dumps you on a random planet.
Have you ever heard of a game called Super Mario Brothers? Quest 2? Huh? Good reference. This is the best I got. I'm sorry. Yeah, sometimes I like to help people out, and this is the best I can do.
So KZ,
I like to think I bring a good dynamic to this show. Feel you're about to stick a knife in me over something. I don't know what it is.
last week you said I haven't been upset at Nintendo in a while. Has that changed?
Yes, it has. This week in Come On Nintendo news. I was very excited at the prospect of playing Super Mario Maker 2 with my buddies as they announced a multiplayer mode as the best slam dunk addition to a make your own Mario level game. You can't play it online with friends. It's randoms only because they need to protect the integrity of their online leaderboards. They can't allow you to play with your friends and disable that like they do with local Wi-Fi mode because that doesn't exist.
quick go around. Has anybody ever even looked at an online leaderboard in a game they were playing?
I mean, I do for a lot of games. I would never do it in Mario Maker even once.
And I feel like it's less even the leaderboards, and they're like, we don't want you to game your rank. Because you get like...
So turn it off. You made Smash where playing with friends doesn't affect your rank.
You can play together with fucking Mario Brothers on the NES with their Nintendo Online, because you can do the co-op and stuff with that.
What does rank even equate to in this situation? Like, the whole idea with Smash and fighting games
level ups and shit.
The rank would be about, okay, we're going to do this to try and figure out who you should fight. Mario Maker is just a random created level. There's no sense.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that's not even going to be a thing. It's going to be, we're dropping you with randoms, and then when you're done, you get a little bit of points. Because you don't get better at Mario Maker levels, I don't think.
Yeah, that's insane. It's real dumb. Oh, wow.
But hey, you have to respect Nintendo is giving priority to the local multiplayer stuff instead of the random people that are like, I'm 35 and I have 2 friends online.
Yeah, kids don't have friends online. It's not like kids play Minecraft and Fortnite all fucking over down to age like 6. It's not like a kid ever moved and wanted to stay in contact with his old friends. It's not like the person who had this take is a colossal fucking boomer piece of shit who's like, oh man, they didn't have this when I was a kid. It must be bad.
I think it's somebody...
I sure love rotary telephones and dying of fucking polio.
I think the dude is just misattributing the design ethos of a Japanese company with American nostalgiaism and trying to roll back the idea of how games should be engaged with back to this fucking Stone Age. Like, I think he's just drastically misunderstanding where they're coming from as that. And this is in no way me defending him. Yeah, that guy's a shithead. Just so we're clear.
Mario Maker 2 looks great. I thought it was going to be almost like the perfect video game. Because there'd be no reason for me to not stop playing that.
Then you see Splatoon. They also made Splatoon, and you see what happened there.
Oh, God. Fucking imagine. Just like, sorry, there are 1 quintillion levels in Mario Maker. But we've curated, you can only pick these 400,000 every 3 hours. But yeah, I still think this game's going to be incredible, but that's just one... The way they say as of now, it isn't a thing. I'd like to hope that maybe they'll just patch it in 3 months.
Yeah, I mean, this is post-launch because people had this much of a shift.
I think what happened is that somebody who isn't stuck in the time vortex that parts of Nintendo is stuck in... saw
the Miyamoto zone.
Yeah, the Miyamoto zone. He projects like a field of 1980s around him wherever he walks.
It's a big AT field.
Someone escaped his stand and was like, no, probably the same guy who added the turning off the spin in New Super Mario Brothers Deluxe was like, no, you have to let people play with friends. And they're like, but the game's about to come out. We'll add it in a patch. Somebody who knew must have seen it and been like, no. We're adding this in as a patch.
I feel like that might be where Amiibo support goes, because that's not in this one.
I understand, because that's a lot of work for all those extra little 8-bit costumes.
I mean, plus it's a lot of licensing. They got to relicense that shit.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, because it's the appearance of that IP character showing up in another fucking game.
Oh, I completely forgot about the third-party ones. I was just thinking about the...
Yeah, I was just thinking of the Nintendo ones. I would completely understand if they cut out the third-party ones. And the weird stuff like the girl from Nisekoi.
Yes. Oh, man, those are the best.
No, we need that, okay?
Like, it's disappointing, but I guess it's what it is.
But yeah, very disappointed in this, but when they announce it'll, that they're patching in, I will clap, as I'm one to do. But that would have made that launch, incredible, to be able to, make Feel play this Sans Undertale map with me.
It would have been incredible for Dan to finish a brutal, soul-crushing We Play Your Mario Maker level streams and him to be, hey, KZ and Feel, here's something.
Okay, maybe we lucked out in this case.
Don't worry, it's coming post-launch, I'm sure.
Yeah. So, got some other Nintendo-related news. Now they had that the Pokemon press conference where they announced the thing that was also mentioned by Bob, that gacha-related Pokemon thing.
Pokemon Masters, yeah.
Yeah, Pokemon Masters. They had some dude in there who was desperately trying to shield Godzilla. That was pretty good. And then they announced Pokemon Home, which is like the next-gen version of Pokemon Bank. Supports pretty much all the current big Pokemon games like Go, Let's Go.
But only Sword and Shield can take Pokemon out of it.
Yeah, you can put them in, and they keep all of their... They said like they keep all of their specialized stats, but only the real deal big Pokemon games, Sword and Shield, and most likely every game that comes out after that can pull them out. And it's coming early 2020, which makes sense because Pokemon Bank support when it comes to the newer Pokemon games takes a few months before they even let you pull shit out of there into the main games. So
because they don't want you to roll over the game with Arceus level 100.
Yeah, they're like, no.
I do wonder if it's probably nothing, but the fact that Let's Go can't pull shit out of it makes me wonder if there's going to be some big new mechanic in Sword and Shield where like you stick the Pokemon in it and all of a sudden they just have a new stat, and that's why you can't suck them back into a previous game.
A new unannounced type.
Ooh.
Are you okay, Dan? Was
Dan's
that too
blood
much?
pressure goes up.
Sorry. When you said a new unannounced type, my brain was like non-binary. That's the new type. It's so.
What? Is that going to get an evolution?
Yes. Oh God, yes. And we're gonna get a billion plushies. We're gonna sell 12 trillion backpacks of this non-binary Eevee. I'm so excited.
I'm getting incredibly excited.
I sound like I'm kidding right now, but that would actually be fan-fucking-tastic.
Yes.
I really hope this new...
What would it do well against, and what would it be weak to?
It would do well against home decor, probably. I don't know. Fuck.
What, we're adding another type?
God.
Making some fucking awesome chiptune albums? I don't fucking know. But yeah, I'm trying to think of any type they could add at this point that would make fucking sense. At this point, adding another fucking type just seems like them going, oh God.
The type swords.
I'm dying.
Maybe those alleged... those leaks that came out when the game was announced, where it's like, no, now the Pokemon get armored evolutions. Will be their big gimmick. Stealing the thing from Digimon Season 2.
So I really hope Home is
the other thing
used as a way to leave. Hey, before we move on.
Hey, Bob's talking.
Okay, I stopped.
I love the structure of he stops and then
you gun cock, and I'm just like, stand down,
you're like,
Phil. What's up,
you
Bob?
get the cannon ready at his semi-truck, like, don't you fucking drive.
I hope that Home isn't used as another crutch to have the national deck be trash.
Yeah.
I have some bad news.
About that.
That's a safe bet.
About that. I got a tweet or a text right after that fucking direct or conference or whatever from Jim Rackgazer, and he says, damn, I have a feeling Pokemon Home is a sign that Sword/Shield won't have a national dex.
Yeah, right? It's the worst.
Why?
They need to stop this.
Why can't they fucking make it? I don't... Why is it so hard?
I have this Pikachu. I don't know what it is, though.
Oh, cool. What's that Pokemon? It's a Pikachu. What's its number? I don't fucking know. I'm just sobbing.
Listen, they can't just... They can't anymore. They can't let you know.
Because then you might know how many Pokemon are in the game, I guess.
Yes.
Oh.
I feel like that's actively part of it now.
That's insane. Why would you not want to be like, there's 800?
Like, when was the point that Catch 'em All stopped being a fucking marketing point?
I think, like, after Gen 3?
Yeah, after there was 400.
Yeah.
Let's not oversell the accomplishments of 4th gen here. They didn't add that many Pokemon.
The only fucking people who still do that have like clumps of their hair falling out from stress.
No, I don't.
That is true.
I have a mostly done, at least for the time I was working on it, living Pokedex, which is where you have one of each and every evolution in a fucking box. I made some serious fucking progress, and then I lost that cartridge.
Looking forward to you doing that in Sword and Shield.
And by the time I found my fucking cartridge again,
you said don't overemphasize what Gen 4 did, but at the end of Gen 4, there was 493 Pokemon.
Yeah,
not enough.
Bob's right.
I don't even know how many there are. I need to look up how many there are right now.
793. I don't know. I stopped giving shit about Pokemon around 5th gen. What I'm trying. Sorry, I didn't say that shitty enough. 5th gen was a really good time to get out of Pokemon.
Oh my god, Dan. Why?
809.
Bob,
what's up?
It's fucking true, but I did say it extra shitty for comedic effect.
Look, if there aren't at least 100 plus new Pokemon in each game, it's just not fun. They need to have nothing old.
I mean, I agree. I think every single game needs to be like Gen 5, where you just never see a Pokemon you ever saw before until you beat that story.
Yeah, that's part of what made Gen 5 so good. Like, not being like, oh yeah, here's another Weedle. I wonder if he's gonna turn into. That'll be exciting.
Raw.
Sometimes KZ claps so loud with his words I can't hear Bob.
Weedle is raw.
See? I did my Jedi mind trick on Bob.
Oh, no.
Now, they did announce another Pokemon thing.
A Galar variant of Weedle. It's gonna look good.
But they announced a Pokemon game Dan will never get to play. Pokemon Sleep.
God damn it.
Come on, man. That's too easy. It's too fucking easy.
I mean, it's true. That's fucking... I mean, here's the thing. Here's why I would do poorly at Pokemon Sleep. I would sleep no hours, and then I would sleep 14 hours, and it would punish me for both. It wouldn't extra reward me for 14 hours.
What if you get, like, special Pokemon for not sleeping? You get, like, drowsy?
Hell yeah. See, that would be the shit right there.
You slept for 1 hour. Here's Darkrai.
No, it's Zapdos that makes that scream from the Pokemon anime.
So is this just like a sleep tracking app, but like it rewards you for having a good sleeping schedule?
Yeah, that's probably it.
They want the data on how you sleep
tell.
so they can upload your brain to the internet.
Yeah.
And also it's supposed to integrate something with sleep into...
I mean, it's hard to upload your brain when they're just uploading how much you toss and turn.
They're uploading your body to the internet.
So I could go lay in bed completely motionless and be like, you slept real good. I'm like, yeah, I did.
They'll be like, sleeping good, Joker. And you're like... And
they're like, are you a corpse?
And I'll be like, shit. They know.
You know what's exciting? Video game collections. We finally know the full lineup of a special little collection for Contra.
Yeah. I was seeing some stuff about that. A lot of people were hype about Probotector and Super Probotector.
So you need to understand that this, Castlevania collection, well, it was filled with some games that you may say aren't very good, like Castlevania The Adventure and like the very end of Kid Dracula on the NES. But what we have here is a wonderful curated collection of games, including Contra for the arcade, followed by Super Contra for the arcade.
Oh, okay.
And then we got Super C for the NES.
Oh, okay.
Contra 3 The Alien Wars for the Super Nintendo.
Yep.
Contra Hardcore for the Sega Genesis. Contra for the NES.
I like Contra.
Okay, if you do, then you'll really love Contra for the Famicom.
Oh, man, that's the superior version. Bob, do you know what they added to that one?
A map screen?
A map screen and some better parallax scrolling.
I'm getting excited. How do you feel about Operation C for the Game Boy?
Now, if I'm not mistaken, that's Contra.
Oh, well, we got 3 Contra ones right there. It's like Castlevania where they kept remaking it over and over again.
Yeah, Konami's
and pretending sometimes that it was the first time they were doing it.
Yep.
But how about Probotector
Isn't that
but
just
Sega Mega Drive.
hardcore?
Yeah, that one's just hardcore.
Oh my god.
What else do we got,
Okay.
KZ?
How about Super Probotector Alien Rebels for the Super Nintendo?
You know, I've heard a lot of people say that's it's pretty solid entry. It's very similar to Contra 3 The Alien Wars on Super NES.
All I
don't know. This
So-
thing's called
was Hardcore Uprising.
Probotector, and that is our full lineup for this amazing collection.
Bob, you
So
will
they
never
stretched
get
7
Hardcore
games into
Uprising.
10 lists, into 10 bullet points.
7?
That's a lot of
I
value.
think you mean 3.
Contra. First of all, Contra and Super
There's
Contra
just
are
4
not.
different versions of Contra 1, the arcade, the NES, the Famicom, and Probotector. Oh, wait.
The
They don't
arcade
have,
seems
they
different
don't,
enough.
They don't have Probotector, but they probably have the Operation C on the Game Boy is probably just a remake of Contra 1. But I don't know.
You have different graphics.
I love Graphics Twin.
So that's exciting.
My assumption was that maybe is M2 doing this one too, and this
Yes.
is the
M2's handling all of them.
and then this is like their emulation and how they port these things over. Like any of the other interesting choices would have been way too much work, and that budget wasn't going to allow for that or time.
Let me let me just lay something out here for anyone who's not thinking about this. The Contra people get the US and Japanese version of Contra 1. The Castlevania people don't even get the Japanese version of 3.
They're adding it later, though.
Didn't they say they were going to patch in the ability to have the other regional versions?
Yes. Down the line, they will release a collection that makes fucking sense.
One day.
Just like the PS3, someday down the line, the firmware will update the OS to do half the shit we said it did.
So I don't plan on getting this collection because I was just interested in hardcore, and I'll just wait for the Genesis Mini because it's going to be on that.
So
I would be interested to know if they'll let me change to the Japanese version of hardcore that isn't a fucking masochistic fantasy.
probably not. I feel like looking at this
would've
list,
put it
it
in
would
our
have been
list.
listed separately.
We didn't have enough room for an 11th game feel. Come on.
Yeah, I'm not the hugest fan of Contra. Like, I like some of the later Contra stuff, and some of the early stuff's okay, but every person who beats their chest about how important it is to be good at Contra and how great Contra is that's like the largest turnoff in the world to me. Any retro gaming YouTuber who's like, Contra's the best. Let me explain which
Super
Contra
C
is so good.
really good. Super C is really good. It's the only Contra I have an especially strong feeling towards.
Well, I've never played it.
Feels really good and is like a good upgrade to the original Contra.
Neo Contra on the PS2 is surprisingly good. The PS1 game is terrible. The other PS2 one is nowhere near as good as Neo Contra. And Hardcore Uprising is a great game, and anyone who disagrees is a fucking boomer. Yep.
Yeah, it seems about like a safe assessment.
I think I covered all my bases. Bob, you got any Contra takes that
I played Metal Slug way more than any Contra game, so...
Well, to be fair, no version of Contra said Rocky Launcher.
Right? There was nothing in there that got my attention as much. It's heavy machine
It's got
gun.
cute girls in it.
Or like a bunch of people going, thank
Doesn't
you.
go, oh, big, and then they get real fat.
Clearly the inferior game, yeah.
I really like the Mission Complete jingle in Metal Slug.
Oh, it's good. It's like top 10 jingles of fucking video games.
Yes.
But yeah, Hardcore Uprising I liked more than any other Contra game I ever played. And it's up on the PS3. It's doomed.
Yeah, no, Hardcore Uprising is a really great game, and I think transcends most of Contra, to be honest. The abilities you get, the different modes you can play in, it's so good. It's good. It's really good. Hardcore Uprising should be higher in people's lists of good Contra
I
games.
noticed you were starting to crumble a little bit here.
But yeah, I find most people are like, it's not like real Contra. It's not real. It's dumb. It's terrible. It's like,
Sip.
yeah, that's the tone I get from it every time, and I wish it wasn't. But I'm ready to
That
move
was a good
on.
time to get out of Contra games.
Being a
You mean
gatekeeping
the end?
asshole.
The last one they made?
Yeah.
Yep. Konami took that hint.
Wait, I think Contra Rebirth was after Hardcore Uprising.
No.
Oh, no. For some reason, I thought their years were reversed. Okay.
So I think we should get this out of the way now that we're done with Contra.
Yeah.
Jump into one of the big stories of the week. There's been past couple weeks some teasing from Hideo Kojima for Death Stranding. And after a incredibly strange stream in which handprints went over black sludge that showed you that trailer that they had planned, finally, they revealed a 9-minute long Death Stranding trailer that had real gameplay in it, looked really cool, and has its release date of November 8th, 2019. Shocking most people that somehow that's coming out this year.
Yeah, it's really impressive. I hope that there's more than the cutscenes we've already seen. Because, Metal Gear Solid 5.
Metal Gear Solid 5 and 4.
Oh, God, I'm so scared. I didn't want to bring that up if nobody else did, but I just look at this game and feel such fear.
Yeah. No, we got
what? It's coming out pretty quickly.
It's coming out fast, and it's another open world thing, and I'm just like, and most of what Kojima is talking about is like the themes relate to how you play it, and I'm just like gnawing on my knuckles, like, please not again. My heart can't take it a second time.
Like something I wasn't gonna mention is just I saw it a lot of people going, well, look at Final Fantasy VII's not out yet. Death Stranding came out real fast.
That's what I was
and them bringing that up didn't make. Of course, it was a dumb take, but also made me go, how much? What is the scope of Death Stranding even gonna be in the end? Like, how much is there gonna be to the game? Because it is coming out alarmingly quickly, especially if they only got their engine locked down 2 years ago. So I have to wonder how all of that is gonna work out. But what I saw, I got really into it. Like, I've watched that trailer a few times now, and I haven't really played any Kojima game at all.
I think
you're gonna get caught up like Dan had to get caught up
on Kingdom Hearts.
I played Revengeance. That should be enough, right?
Nope.
It's the only one he had with nothing to do with.
Well, it was cool. it was really cool.
Look, yeah.
I've been staring at this the whole show. The bullet point: upset KZ when Death Stranding comes up.
Oh no, you cut me off. I was just going to bring up the Final Fantasy VII can't get done, and I'm a clown.
Oh, I'm so relieved I neutralized his bullet. I shot my hand in the air and it made aging rain appear in the sky and turned him old.
So hey, Bob.
Hey.
Being not damaged people who don't instantly think of Final Fantasy VII Remake when Death Stranding is confirmed for a release this year, let's have a perfectly sane conversation about it.
We didn't bring it up. Me and KZ are not the one that made this connection.
And yet you just did on the podcast because of the crazy people you listen to.
It's not my fault that fucking my feed got filled with check marks trying to dunk.
Dan, you're going to have a review of Bloodstain nailed to your wall with a combat knife.
One, I would never print out a fucking review of Bloodstain. That's a waste of ink.
I would never damage my own property.
Yeah.
It's nailed to the OLED.
But hey, Bob.
What's up?
No!
Death Stranding.
Uh-huh.
It looks pretty cool. It is definitely not the same scale of game as Metal Gear Solid 5. I don't think it's going to be as many mechanics to get in and out of bases and all these simulation systems and stuff.
Please, God.
Right. There's no
super
way.
long opening credits thing between each mission.
But I don't think...
Here's 90 minutes of riding a helicopter to and from a mission.
But here's the thing. I do think it's going to feel much more like a completed game than Metal Gear Solid 5, which is all I'm asking.
Right. That's the main thing.
That's all I need or want is a game that doesn't feel like a bandit came in the night and took it away from its parents.
Yeah.
The people
it's good now.
Funding this game wanted this game. They wanted it.
Mm-hmm. And
you just look at the way Andrew House looks at Kojima in that initial video announcement.
Yeah.
Where he's just looking at him with so much love and care.
They were like, Kojima, what do you want? I want every single character to be a Hollywood actor that has to be paid a lot. Okay.
Actually,
and Troy Baker.
No, yeah, let's talk about it. One dude's Guillermo del Toro, another one's Troy Baker, and another one is the director of the movie Drive! What? How is that person playing a character in a modern AAA video game?
Again, it's just going to be facial capture, I'm sure.
I know it's just going to be fucking facial capture and the performance will be done by someone else most likely, but that is still absolutely shit smeared on the walls bonkers. Who does that?
I love that because when I saw you tweet that, I imagined you screaming.
Like, Bob, who the fuck even knows who Nicholas Winding Refn is?
Kojima, and that's it.
That's it.
He
saw
literally
the
all.
movie Drive like me, enjoyed the fuck out of it.
Lord of the Deep Cut.
But, like, me and Kojima went, we took different paths from there. Kojima liked Only God Forgives and thought it was a great movie. I knew it was a terrible thing to inflict on other people, but I, too, mildly enjoyed it.
Is it cursed?
It really is. It really is. That's why we made a joke earlier this year about making you watch it. It is some fucking shit, man.
Okay, this whole time when you said Drive, I was thinking of Speed.
See, every time I say Drive, these fucking weebs keep thinking I'm talking about Kamen Rider.
I mean, I don't. I immediately knew.
Why? Why would they think that?
Because a bunch of people have no experience with anything but blockbuster cinema in the United States and also have way too much experience with Kamen Rider series.
Is this like the weeb equivalent of read a different book?
Yes. But look, I'm not here to shit on weebs for liking Kamen Rider so much. I'm here to shit on people for not watching the movie Drive.
You're gonna make us watch it, so I was like, I don't need to rush.
No, see, here's the thing.
Drive is like a good movie.
Drive is a good movie. Only God Forgives
They
is
created
cursed.
that really good 4chan post I still like.
God damn it. Stop bringing up that 4chan post.
Hey, buddy, you're driving too fast.
I completely lost what Phil said, so everyone chuckle nervously.
Well, good.
Oh, don't worry, I'll go find it.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Anyway, but yeah, I'm excited for Death Stranding because
You pulled the ladder out of his ass.
I mean, well, yeah, you know why? Because the whole game is them going 20,000 leaks up their own ass. And I love it.
I want that. I like Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing.
I mean,
you don't get the problems with Metal Gear Solid 4 where you're ruining the entire fucking canon of a series and all these countless characters just to make fucking dots connect because you want shit to be over and to be done with a fucking franchise. You get a brand new IP, so all the shit you do where you crawl up your own ass is just fun and new. Except for that part in the trailer where he holds the gun up to his fucking head, where both me and Bob go, "Are you fucking serious, Kojima? Another goddamn trailer that has the protagonist holding a gun to his head. You're really fucking doing it again. It's been over 12 fucking years and you're doing it again."
Yo, this dude was blue, though.
This dude was blue, and I was upset I saw that in the trailer. I wanted to see that for the first time in the game and be like, holy fuck, what the fuck? And instead, I saw it in the trailer, and that's when I started getting those MGS4 vibes of, holy shit, we're just seeing the whole goddamn game, aren't we?
I'm just glad if anybody was worried that Kojima didn't have complete creative control over this game. There's a character named Die Hardman.
I mean,
yes.
If you didn't think Kojima had complete creative control under his hand, why the fuck is Nicholas Winding Refn a fucking character? Like, he's not. Like, he's not hyper attractive. He's not famous in any major way. Like, there's no reason in the world to cast him as this person other than Kojima like him.
Yeah, I had to go look up the name when I saw it on screen. I was like, who?
That was no joke. I saw the name and I was like, that's not who I think it is. You would never hire that person to fucking. And yeah, no, that's who it is. It's the fucking director of Drive.
So I'm gonna.
That was the best part of the trailer is them showing every character, and then you see it slowly descend to, yeah, he's doing it. It's like, here are normal names, then Mama, Heartman, Die Hardman, Cliff.
Die Hard's a great movie.
Die Hardman is the only thing that can fucking compete with Hot Coldman.
Bob.
What's up?
Or as I call him, Up Downman.
I learned about Hot Coldman today.
I'm trying to remember what Hot Coldman is from.
I don't know what that is.
Is it
my chat said Peace Walker?
Yeah, I was like, it was one of the portable fucking games, which I did not play at all.
I don't remember that in Peace Walker. You
Yeah,
sure it wasn't
in
Portable
there.
Ops?
No, it was Peace Walker.
Okay. It's been a while.
Because it wouldn't be it wouldn't be a Kojima name if it was Portable Ops, because that wasn't a Kojima game.
I'm just really upset that we don't get any Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Maybe he'll show up at random.
You got Nicholas Winding Refn, but you didn't get fucking Ryan Gosling? Jesus Christ.
Maybe he didn't. Maybe he was too expensive, or he was busy.
No,
he was busy being Pikachu.
Maybe Kojima preferred this guy over Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling is in Nicholas Winding Refn's movies. He's not expensive. Those movies are all $4 million.
Maybe Kojima didn't want to hang out with him, but wanted to hang out with the director.
Oh, yeah, no, that one's super obvious. But look, I'm just saying.
What if it's the secret ending where he shows up like Genesis?
Yeah, if I don't get a second fucking game from Kojima that stars Ryan Gosling, I'm going to be really upset.
Yeah, get this, God, now I forgot the name of the main character.
Sam?
Yeah, Sam. Sam Reedus.
Sam Gideon.
Norman Reedus, that's all anybody's gonna fucking call him.
He's gonna be in the lab room.
No, he's super on the nose. He's like Sam Bridges because he works for the Bridge Corporation.
See, Bob, he's gonna be in the lab room, right?
Uh-huh.
And he's gonna upset Guillermo del Toro. Guillermo's gonna be like, "What the fuck, man?" And it's just gonna be Vanquish all over again.
Where's
the baby will grow. The baby will grow up and be Ryan Gosling.
I will fucking lose my mind.
You're gonna view. You mean the Bridge Babies?
Yes.
We're using Bridge Babies, huh?
We're using Bridge Babies, huh?
The headline: Death Stranding Special Edition comes with a baby.
I'm so tempted to buy that just to have it on my shelf.
Pet it.
It's great. I'm starting to wonder if we're going to find out this is all the work of an enemy stand.
You know,
I kind of think people have been theorizing it's a Rapture story, and I kind of think that might be where it's going.
There's heavy implications for that.
A lot of people have been saying that we need to do a Gamer Premonitions for this, and
there's a 50-50 shot of some of us just guessing everything correctly.
There's a 50-50 shot of everything in the trailer being literally all that's in the game.
Bob, that's not 50-50. I wish that was 50-50.
I know.
That's like 80-20.
Oh, no.
Why does Kojima scare me? That music is really great. I'm really sad that it's just a licensed track, so that's not going to be that's not part of some larger sound design thing. So we'll have music like that throughout the game.
I mean, like Phantom Pain was the same deal.
Yeah, and that's bad.
What?
I looked that up immediately. That song was really good.
You don't like when the theme for the Phantom Pain trailer spoiled the entire twist of the game? You didn't like that?
I didn't like that.
You didn't like that one moment?
That theme is great.
No one look up the fucking lyrics for this song!
I have no idea what's happening.
The song for the Phantom Pain, if I'm not mistaken, I may screw up the title of it, is The Man Who Sold the World. Is that right?
Yeah, the David Bowie.
That's correct.
Yeah, so it spoiled the entire fucking twist of that game if you paid attention to the trailer. And it's like, Kojima.
People figured out that twist 4 years before it came out.
Yeah, that's bad.
It's a bad twist.
This is why he sprung the fucking release date on us so late. That's why there weren't, any substantial trailers since which one was the most recent one before this? The Mads Mikkelsen one?
There was one last
Yeah,
there was one last
E3.
year, wasn't there?
There was one last year that was literally just them walking around and like
that was the E3 last
being
year.
attacked by
that's true. And
by
they
the others.
cast that they cut. Oh God, what is the show she's on? That actress that they cast.
the
Bionic Woman. Yeah, they cast her,
Fragile?
and then her appearance in the game is young, and I'm like, is that really? Kojima, you're fucking killing me. Please, can you
I
show
don't remember
her
anything at all from that E3 trailer except they walked around and that one woman ate like a little baby worm thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, then it was like, oh, so you're here. What was it? She was on Jeff Keighley's couch. And Jeff Keighley's like, oh, wow, you and Kojima, huh? And she's like, yeah, his vision for the game's really great. And then he's like, oh, cool, what about it did you like? And she just smiles and looks at Kojima, and she's like, I don't think I can talk about it.
I can't talk about when the part where Troy Baker licks my face.
I can't talk about the part where I turn into an old woman to match my current image, and thus why they cast me and de-aged me, because there was enough video evidence of how I looked when I was younger, and Kojima's really getting off on this right now. Whoops.
This game's gonna be weird.
Nah, it's gonna be completely normal. I don't know what you're talking about. Nothing weird's been shown.
I feel like doing a AAA game that has a theme is weird at a fucking basic level.
Yep.
Well, what do you mean? Do you mean that there's more to the game than us beating this woman's arms with hammers?
Hey, one, that game has a theme. It's the cycle of violence, the most tired theme there is.
Hey,
Was that the theme?
Yeah, that's the theme of The Last of Us Part 2, the cycle of violence.
Yeah, they said the whole point about that is like not hope. It's like mad. You're mad and hate. Speaking of
The
Last of Us 2, clearly it's not coming out this year because Death Stranding is coming out. And Jason Schreier said that it was looking that internally it was planned on coming out this year. It got moved, most likely early 2020, like February. Yeah. And then I saw a post from Daniel Ahmad saying, is he just now getting this? Like, this has been like known for a good bit. So it sounds like February or March. It's looking like
cool. So Days Gone died for no reason.
I mean, that thing sold well.
Right. What are you talking about? It's alive. It's doing well. Hashtag Frigger Gang.
Hashtag Frigger Gang.
People didn't play enough to truly understand the nuances of Days Gone.
I'll believe that game sold well when they give me a number.
Okay. You're on.
I'm not saying it didn't. I'm just saying I don't think I will not have an opinion until they give me a number.
I do not
No,
think
you made tweets about how it flopped.
I definitely think it sold a lot less than they hoped. That game was fucking busted. At the end of that game, it was falling the fuck apart. My PS4 was shaking trying to run it.
And
every single time
when Julius does Grand Cross.
This is the part where we prove you're the insane one. You think that affected sales?
You know what? Yeah, that's it. I'm hoping that that Sony has to do more than release a broken game with no marketing to get 5 million sales.
Not with Ubisoft and EA running the court.
Yeah, I mean, it's broken, but Jesus, those Ubisoft games.
It's more broken than that.
Did anyone's face melt off?
The day after I finished it, they pushed out a patch that made it incompletable until they put out another patch.
Yeah, but they put out those patches.
Look, all I'm saying...
Every time I fast traveled, it hung so long, I was like, did it fucking crash?
Those are my favorite ones.
All I'm saying is until Days Gone, DDoS is your own router. It will not have moved the needle.
No, he just got the
Viper. I'm going to say that it probably sold really well because zombie shooter open world game that has relatively good graphics. Not by my bar, but in certain ways that game looks good.
I think it sold okay, but if you're comparing it to Sony's other output, yeah, that looks bad.
Let me put it this way. It sold about as much as Kingdom Hearts 3, maybe a little bit less.
Yeah.
Fuck no, it did not.
Okay, now we got him to state an opinion. There we go.
Yes,
got numbers.
It sold significantly less than Kingdom Hearts 3.
Bob, Kingdom Hearts 3, if I'm not mistaken, the most recent sales figure on that was 2 mil.
Is that right? I don't know.
No, like 6.
6 mil.
Kingdom Hearts 3 is like 6, dude. It's the best-selling game of the year.
Yeah, that's the only thing I know about it. I don't know numbers.
Good fucking job.
Also beat Mortal Kombat 11.
We're going to live in this clown world where it's like, taking the May sales figures, Days Gone, #1 selling game of the year so far.
Yeah, it shipped 5 million units within a week.
It shipped 5 million within a week?
Within a week. It sold a lot, dude. It crushed
I remember that specifically because certain crazy Final Fantasy 15 fans got really mad. And also said the game made no money.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, if you take in that they have to give half the money to Disney, and they had it in production for 13 years, they now owe $14 million now.
That's how business works. Yep, you did it. You nailed it. Okay,
and they're like, they're going to have to sell 20 million
units
for it to turn a profit.
I think Days Gone sold 4 mil.
I was thinking like 3.5 to 4.
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
2. I'm gonna say 2.
Bob's like, you're all stupid.
Well,
Bob's
I
like,
think
I'm
mine
not
was
playing
reasonable,
this game.
3.5 to 4
there's no
million.
reason
No,
to show my
it-
hat.
it might
to
get-
this.
It
Bob's
might
like, I
fucking-
enjoy watching people do this, but I don't have to do it for my own entertainment. Thank God I'm
Within
only
2
watching
years,
the game,
maybe it'll be
enjoying
at
it.
15 million sales. That fucking happened to Horizon Zero Dawn last month. They were like, yeah, it sold 10 million copies because it's been $20 forever.
And Days Gone's going $20 for his Days of Play sale.
Exactly, which is why I'm gonna win.
But yeah, I think it did fine. Like I feel like we're gonna see a sequel or something else.
Oh yeah, no, Days Gone was a success.
Yeah.
And thank
What do you
God
call the
because
Days Gone sequel?
Days went.
Besides
Splinter Cell 2. No, sorry, Splinter
That
Cell.
sequel-
Siphon Filter.
You guys
It's a
haven't seen the
prequel?
fucking secret movie.
No.
It's a prequel. It's called Days to Come.
Days to Come. Oh, that's good.
No,
See, because
Oh.
it's Days
They-
2 with
they
the
set
number.
up a hard sequel hook.
Well, yeah, that's the third game.
Well, don't worry. I'm chipping away at it, Phil. I'll eventually hit that secret ending.
I'll see you in 70 hours.
I'll see you in hell.
Don't worry. I'm still working on it. Working on it right now.
So, before we move on from our fucking fight, or I mean, we're moving on from the fight, but it's back to The Last of Us 2. Is there any
Bob won.
chance the PS5 is launching sooner than fall?
No, because every time that's rumored, it never fucking happens, and it makes no sense for it to happen because the hype of a console launch combined with the hype of the holiday season, you don't want Microsoft out there with the newer box on the street when it comes to holiday season. So Sony's probably going to push back. I mean, to be fair, they could rush something out in spring. They could totally do that. I think it's possible.
I can't.
I
Like
feel
I've
like
never
they
heard.
just need
Because the
more.
Switch-
They would need more time because a lot of stuff's just coming out before fall of 2020.
I mean, yeah, they're trying to get all these stupid Western AAA's out of the way, so that way Ape Escape can have its time to
I was
shine.
about to say, what if it's Ape Escape?
I feel like Ape Escape will also be on PS4,
Casey,
because they said that they'll
spitting.
continue supporting the PS4.
Oh no, Ape Escape's gonna
So I
push
feel like
it.
a lot of those-
Mark Cerny's Ape Escape. Wait, what's the name of that guy who went from Sony Santa Monica to Japan? Do you remember who
don't
that
remember.
was? I think it was the director of one of the God of Wars, or at least the
You
studio
just
head.
gave me a gamer premonition about Ape Escape.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Now you did it, where they revealed that Knack exists in the same universe as Ape Escape.
Oh, good. So we're racist against ogres or goblins or whatever they were, and apes.
So I searched Days Gone sales,
Oh no.
and I found a video called Days Gone 2 Canceled, and I immediately went, no, it wasn't. And I clicked it, and I don't think you get to call me insane anymore when this guy exists ranting like a derelict homeless person.
No, you're insane in our circle.
Look.
This is
Look,
like saying,
in a
you can't
world-
call me insane. This person's in a fucking psychiatric ward.
In a world where EA and Ubisoft are some of the most powerful companies in the gaming industry, it is a little bit crazy to be like, this game was horribly unstable. I think this affected sales.
I mean, it affected sales. Affects the sales of some.
Oh, this is one of those dudes that they always make the same fucking thumbnails with big
Click it. Watch
impact.
the first 5 seconds.
I don't want to do it. We're not going to plug this in the fucking episode, so I'm not going to engage with this anymore. I hate doing that to people.
Okay.
Just know it's a crazy YouTuber.
I mean, they can
No,
search
this
my
is bait.
keyword that I said.
This dude's bait. I've seen this dude's channel before.
This dude's bait
Oh,
and
it's an act.
oh god.
I will post. Look at this. Look at this. It's over.
Yeah, but his delusional psychosis is fascinating to look at.
I think that dude's just an act. He made like fucking 30 Resident Evil 2 videos.
Man,
I
the
saw
next-
people making fun
The
of him.
next thing you're
like,
gonna say
last
is
year.
that Boogie's an act and he's not really that mad all the time.
Please do not talk about Boogie or his teeth.
Teeth.
So, now that we've talked about Days Gone being one of the most successful games of the year,
I mean,
Looking forward to
probably.
that sequel. I like
Probably,
Days Gone
yeah.
a lot.
I mean, this year has not been great.
It's a bunch of fucking
I highly-
toddlers, and then Resident Evil 2 and
fucking
Kingdom
hate
Hearts
you,
3
Phil.
punching down.
What?
Just this long thing. Days Gone didn't do well, guys. It was an embarrassment. I like Days Gone a lot. I'm looking forward to the
I didn't say it was an
sequel.
embarrassment. I said I don't think it did especially well, and I have been very open about enjoying that game's gameplay loop and hating Deacon Days Gone and hoping he dies in a car accident.
It would be more of a bike accident because everyone just uses bikes in that game and not a car.
Well, let's save it for the spoiler cast. That is definitely happening someday.
Yes, it is happening.
Bikes are evolved cars, okay?
Yeah. They're more fuel efficient.
Star Ocean's back, baby. It's back. Crawled its way out of the grave.
Ooh.
Star Ocean First Departure R was announced for PS4 and Switch, and there's two really good things about this. The first is it's on the Switch, which means it isn't just the PSP game running in an emulator.
True.
That's good news.
The second is they redid all the fucking atrociously horrible Dawn of Sorrow-esque art. They
Okay,
hired
Dawn
a
of
real
Sorrow is
artist.
good
guys.
art.
Oh.
It was above Dawn of Sorrow quality.
Because
that is
literally
production
nothing.
IG
Then
art.
that's
Yes.
perfection then.
Literally nothing
I don't think it-
is as good or as bad as Dawn of Sorrow art. It's
I
literally...
think it was maybe worse.
Propaganda.
No.
That's bullshit.
I'm gonna fucking link a piece of art in it
Yeah,
right
we
now.
know
yeah,
how
I
it
know. I
looks.
have it on my shelf over here. I played
Yeah,
that.
we got this shit over here. You don't need
It
to
just looks
post-
like
That-
just looks like Tails game art.
It looks like, but like colored worse and knockoff. It looked really gross.
It
Also,
just
I had
looks
to,
like
They hi-
PS2 Tails game art to me.
I had to look it up to be
Looks so much
absolutely
worse to
sure,
me.
so that way I could make this joke. Shake it, symbologist.
Thank you, Dan.
Welcome.
Urgies.
But they hired, what the hell was the name? I know the name of the artist. I think it was
Shiki
Katsumi
Tono.
Inami.
Oh.
Wasn't there something about them? Was that
who
art
did
was
the
from
art
the
for,
mobile
I
game?
think I
I think that art was from the pachinko machine, according to Spaceman.
Weird.
He was like, everyone's out here congratulating them on the new art designs, and they're from the fucking pachinko game. And I'm like, jeez.
I mean,
that's
they are way
rough.
better. But
I'm not.
I mean, yeah, no
I'm
shit.
not sure about that because they got the
Wait.
Bacano artist to do a pachinko game.
Bless you. Bob, apparently the symbology in Japan is called crest techniques or Monsho Jutsu.
huh. Okay.
I like
That's
that.
weird.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, you say anything in Japanese, it sounds fucking cool.
Yeah, I know. That's why Japanese is cool. I'm a gaijin.
I'd rather be a gaijin than a Texan.
But I'm excited to play through
that,
Star Ocean 1
this is
again.
coming back.
Yeah,
Star Ocean 1 is not the best one in the series. I really hope they bring back 2.
Yeah, Bob, you
I
hear
think
that
it's-
take? You taking that take in? You enjoying that take as it burns on your face?
I haven't played much.
Motherfucker.
I need to play 2, honestly.
I mean,
I'm giving it 8 points.
this is one of the times when I am very confident. I'm very confident in saying my take is not controversial. Star Ocean 2 being the best Star Ocean game is not a controversial take.
I think that's what most of the fan base has agreed upon. I like 3 a lot, but I haven't played any of them in a very long time.
You know,
People
I honestly,
think,
I think I may need to go through Star Ocean more than Final Fantasy, you guys, because the amount of controversy over 3 and the amount of fervor towards 1 being better than 2 that I've had to deal with in my friends group.
I mean,
Dan,
my whole thing
Star
was
Ocean
liking,
1 was unplayable until like 2004 because of the graphics compression on the ROM.
Yeah, I know.
It's
I
a
know.
Sonic CD situation.
It looked a lot like Tales of
look,
Fantasia when I tried loading it up once.
Star Ocean 1's art, pixel art, is great. Like, it just looks
Yeah, it
amazing.
looks really nice.
Like, that's one thing I just did not forgive 2 for, when it just didn't look that great. But I'm willing to accept it these days. I want to play it.
Bob's an asshole. We can all just agree.
I mean, the remake of 1 just
Bob
uses
is
the graphical
precious.
style of 2.
Right, and that's the problem.
It's precious how much of an asshole Bob is. I'm professional. I really, I don't know. I really want to play the Star Ocean games. I loved 2 growing up, but it was my brother's game, so.
3 is... People who like 3 are stronger than me because the twist of that game is like Spider-Man selling his soul to Satan levels of just, I don't want to engage with this franchise anymore.
Yeah, it complicates things as I understand it, and comes off a bit as a Metal Gear Solid 4 almost situation for ramifications of the rest of the series, but it...
And then the
next
game was just...
So I'm not qualified.
And then the next game had nappy time, and Casey's going to get mad at me for bringing up nappy time.
What's wrong with nappy time? I don't know what nappy time is.
I saw a clip of nappy time. It looks raw. That's the game with Edge Maverick, right?
Yes, Edge Maverick.
Yeah. He has to use a sword because he's so badass. He always misses with a gun because he shoots where they're going to be. That's literally the justification they give of this space marine using a sword.
Yeah,
you're getting me. I might buy this.
That game,
you know what, Casey?
is hilarious.
I welcome you buying Star Ocean 4, buddy.
They have, like, what blew me away when I played that game for the first time is that when they're in spaceships, they act like they're on the original Star Trek, where we can't actually shake anything. Have them all grab the consoles like the ship is shaking and pretend it's really rough.
It's an homage to Star Trek. Thank you.
This is insane.
Make sure to buy the 360 version. It's the Morkino one.
Wait, what's more Kino about that than the new PS4 release?
The joke is it's worse.
Oh, okay.
No.
We have never once on this podcast used the word Kino ironically. Thank you.
That's pretty Kino of us.
So Travis Strikes Again got confirmed for PS4 and Steam, which is weird, because I feel like it's weird to drag Suda on stage at the big Switch reveal and have him pose with a No More Heroes shirt and then promote his game, be like, 6 months exclusivity. It can be on everything else now.
I mean, it's just another one of those really small publisher things that's basically like
and
an
that makes
indie game.
me wonder if the secret ending of No More Heroes, by the way, this is spoilers for the secret ending of No More Heroes, Travis Strikes Again. It just makes me wonder if the No More Heroes 3 is coming was just a lie.
Hopefully not.
Somebody has that I mean, that's a real game. That isn't like a little indie style thing like this, so that has to have somebody actually shelling out money for it.
Right. This being released everywhere, I feel like makes sense. It's a small enough game. They need to make their sales somewhere. Clearly, the Switch wasn't enough.
But I just wonder if it's like Nintendo was like, if this does okay, we'll fund that, and then it didn't do okay.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about
it
it
on top of Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah. It's a different platform. I'm sure nobody's busy playing Kingdom Hearts 3 on the other platform. They're going to go buy No More Heroes, Travis Strikes Again. That's it.
So the World Health Organization has declared gaming addiction a disease. And a lot of people got upset without reading what that meant.
All right, cool.
That means all games are addictive and I'm a disease. Hey, listen here, World Health Organization. Blow it out your ass.
Deacon Day's gone here.
Yeah, it means
we've sold 4 million copies so far, and we're here to tell you about this.
It means that because you play Overwatch 4 hours a day, you're going to be sent to a mental institution.
Hey.
I mean, you should because you're playing Overwatch, but that isn't what it means.
One, that bit earlier about me playing Overwatch as much as KZ plays Final Fantasy 14 was a bit, because holy shit, I don't have time. It's Castlevania.
I mean, over the course of the week, I played a collective 8 hours of that.
See, that's at least 4 times as much of Overwatch I've played.
Well, It's not my fault that you're,
dying.
Drowning.
Yeah. It's not my fault
anyway,
that Burger King ran out of burger.
That Burger King running out of burgers was hilarious, because it wasn't like it was late in the day. It was 7 a.m.
Oh.
But I really can't stress how much worse the situation was that they didn't sell real sweet tea and they only sold Fuse as dispersed by those shitty Coke fountains. You know, the ones that let you customize your flavor, but now all the flavors taste like ass.
Ass.
Ugh, those things are gross.
The explicit definition of gaming addiction that the World Health Organization gave was it has to ruin your life for more than a year. So basically, your social life, job, and your personal hygiene are failing because of how much you're playing games, and it has to persist for over 12 months.
That's a really strict definition.
It's in line with the ones for like porn addiction and gambling addiction, basically.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine, and I understand them drawing the line there, but just colloquially as people, I would draw the line at a much lower point because I have been cripplingly addicted to a rhythm game, and technically I kept going to my job. I kept doing my life, but it was literally everything I did outside of my job for about a month. Ugh.
Well, that's not a disease.
Yeah, because I kept my job. It's not a disease.
Alcoholic. Yes, Dan. Capitalism is a brutal mistress, and if you still go to your job, they don't give a fuck about what you do outside of it. You can be chugging paint varnish as long as you come in every day.
It's true. It's true. Which is, I would like to be clear, not to be a hypocrite here. That's also how we feel about our patrons. If you guys are just destroying your lives by keeping up the patronage, that's good. That's what's important.
So THQ Nordic seems to just want to own. I mean, I didn't have anything to add.
Sorry,
you want KZ to add another 5 minutes to this podcast with another Burger King segue?
I would like bullshit to be on both sides of my statement, so that way contextually people look at it back on it as, Dan just said a fucking insane thing in the middle of a lot of bullshit. But now it's Dan said an insane thing. Feel quickly moved on.
I went to Taco Bell at 9 a.m. today. It was pretty good.
Did they have tacos?
I feel like it was more. It will be more be perceived as there being a pause and then me refusing to engage. But THQ Nordic seems to not be happy until they own all Eurojank in existence.
Yeah.
Because they bought Warhorse.
Yeah, that's bold.
Who are the developers of Kingdom Come, which came out earlier last year.
Did anyone even buy Kingdom Come?
I thought
it sold very, very well, Bob.
Wow.
Bob, I was thinking they meant Kingdom Under Fire.
Oh, no.
You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Kingdom Come Deliverance? That game?
Yeah, Kingdom Come Deliverance. It sold over 2 million copies, Bob.
Wow.
Yeah, Days Gone selling 4.
Yeah, it's got to be beating that. God.
That game is all right. I like how much of a dirtbag you can be. It's very small scale. I didn't beat it because I don't know if you know this. When games like that come out, you usually have to wait a year for you to be able to play them.
I heard
because you clip through the world before then.
But that Days Gone really unacceptable.
Yes, KZ. One of these games was kickstarted.
I heard the whole marketing campaign with that one was just like, it's like real medieval times, no magic.
It is.
Some other stuff.
It takes place in 5 square miles in Poland.
Hey, Bob, I just had a random
Nobody has any teeth.
What's up, Dan?
Random thought, Bob.
Okay.
Gradius 5 came out on the PS2. 6 years later, Automedius Excellent came out on the fucking 360, and the developer for fucking Gradius 5 was goddamn Treasure, and then M2 gets to handle the next Gradius game, which is an I'm mad, okay?
Yeah. You gonna be okay?
No. Okay. You know what?
Automedius sold a whole lot based on those good waifus.
It did not.
The guy with the Etna tattoo on his arm really enjoyed.
I don't think Automedius sold a lot. Oh God, I cannot imagine that being the case.
If it did, we would have seen more.
Oh yeah,
they would have just kept going.
Yeah, we would have gotten full dubs, and then it would have been like starring Jennifer Hale as Kokoro Belmont.
So since you're segueing into something else, I just wanted to mention this real quick. Bandai Namco's dumb. This whole time, they're doing the Code Vein network test thing, and this whole time I thought I didn't get in. No, they just made the headline for it, "You have been chosen," with fist emojis.
And now I need to check if I was chosen.
Yeah, and I've had this thing sitting here for like 12 hours.
Let's go look it up. No, there it is.
No, we're almost done with this podcast. Keep going.
No, it doesn't appear. I probably forgot to sign up for it.
Yeah, I get that.
So, the disgusting pretender Harvest Moon has returned. If you don't know, games called Harvest Moon now are not actually Harvest Moon games.
Oh yeah, because the main guy left and he is doing other stuff, right?
What happened is a Japanese company published, a Japanese developer was partnered with an English company. Was partners with Natsume, I think it is. And then Marvelous decided to have Xseed start localizing them. So Natsume went, we own the name Harvest Moon, we'll just make fucking shitty knockoffs. and call them Harvest Moon, while the actual games made by the same developers are now Story of Seasons.
Yeah, it's really gross.
So since Harvest Moon 3D in 2012, no Harvest Moon game since that has been a real Harvest Moon game. They've been weird mobile Minecraft knockoffs that Natsume had made to deceive you.
It's really sad, the situation with that.
I'm trying to think of, like, imagine if, like, somehow Square Enix broke up and Disney just had like EA start making Kingdom Hearts with all new characters.
This is kind of reminding me of when Disney tried to make a mobile Kingdom Hearts game, and then it just got canceled immediately. It looked real bad.
So this is probably the most unexpected story in a while, because in no universe would I ever have guessed this even having any chance of happening. Larian Studios, who made Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2, just appear to be making Baldur's Gate 3.
Fine.
People hacked into their website and found logos and stuff. I'm really glad, because Beamdog Software, who did the enhanced editions of Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, and they added content to them, and I think they made an interquel. They made like a Baldur's Gate game between 1 and 2.
That's weird.
Ooh.
I forget what its name was. I need to look it up real quick. What the hell was it? Apparently they did. Oh, they just did an expansion for it, I think. I don't think they did a actual. Yeah, it was just called Baldur's Gate Siege of Dragonspear. So Beamdog was doing this and was like, we added a whole new area to Baldur's Gate, and everybody went, that's the worst area in the game now. And they were like, and we added a bunch of new characters, and everybody went, they're the worst written characters in the game now. And then they're like, we're making Baldur's Gate 3, and everybody kind of wailed, and then it never happened. And then this happened. So I'm happy that they hired somebody who isn't fucking incompetent.
Yeah, people seem to like the Divinity Original Sin games.
They're really good. 2 is really well polished, and 2 is great because you can break everything, and it doesn't care. It's just like, it has the spirit of an actual tabletop game where whatever fucking psychotic sociopath plan you came up with will work. Like standing outside a boss room and just teleporting his guys out to be surrounded by yours one at a time and beat them to death individually. That works. Do you want to teleport the boss into a chain of bombs that you set up in the next room? You can do that. Do you want to get 2 characters that can teleport and completely circumvent an entire dungeon by teleporting through the walls? You can do that.
Beautiful.
And another Darksiders title is going to be announced at E3.
We're all very excited, right, Bob?
Definitely. I mean, why wouldn't we be?
After that last one went so well, I think there's a lot to look forward to with this one.
It did go really well. It was profitable in like 3 days. It's insane.
Yeah, you can tell because they barely spent any money on it.
You just got to look at it.
I wouldn't recommend doing that.
That's not fair. A lot of games with low budgets fail horribly, like Anthem. Anthem cost like $5, right?
No, Anthem cost an insane amount of money, more than 2 Kingdom Hearts 3s, I'm convinced.
I would guess closer to 4 or 5.
Right, I'm just saying it's more than 2. Like, and this is the thing Bob and I keep talking about. Like we've casually over the last month been fervently spitting acid on the concept of open world games and how every game needs to be that now, like more than usual. And it's like, hey guys, we're gonna sell twice as many copies if it's an open world game. It'll just cost us 5 times as much to make.
6 times as much.
Right.
Like I was playing that Neo 2 demo and the Neo 1 made a profit and sold 2 million or something?
Yeah, something like
they were
that,
super excited for breaking 2 or 3 million.
Yeah.
And it's that game was so much higher quality than so many open world games. Basically any.
I mean, also,
it's almost like when you use iteration and also make your games over a decent length of time, they don't cost $1 trillion to make.
I mean, there's that, but then there's also the fact if you don't make it open world, you just don't do that one thing, you will save so much money. I mean, the most open world thing in Kingdom Hearts 3 is that one city, and they barely use it.
Yeah, there's nothing in there.
Pirate, the whole pirate stuff.
Yeah, the pirate stuff is actually more of an open world than that city. True.
But there's just not a lot of it, so I appreciate it a lot more. Like, even then, there's not too many, like, really big islands.
I mean, that's the thing. There's only one island city that matters. Like, there's only one island city. The rest are just islands.
That whole thing is still really, really small.
Oh, yeah, no, it's really small compared to most open world games. Because, in most open world games, there'd be 5 of those cities and 80 of those tiny islands, and they would all suck shit.
Yes.
And then you'd land on just enough there to, like, get me into it, but not make me go, ugh, stop.
You'd land on the island, and it'd be like, get the treasure 1 out of 450.
Hey, man.
It's level up your ship to 70, and the crabs keep scaling.
I mean, to be fair...
Daisy, I wish I had known about these Kingdom Hearts Fragmented Keys characters, because I would have predicted that they would show up in Kingdom Hearts 3.
I fucking hate you.
He's talking about the canceled Disney game that they referred to earlier. KZ has posted an image of that in the Discord. I will not be posting that in the video.
People can just look up Kingdom Hearts Fragmented Keys, in which Disney was going to make a Kingdom Hearts mobile game.
Yeah.
No. Look at this. No.
Okay, we have one more news story, and that's that this has gone on too long. KZ, what do you have going on the next week? Dan's going to turn to dust.
Oh, okay. I'm going to try my best over the next week, and it should be pretty easy to do, is to finish up the KH marathon I've been working on. We're currently on game 7, but games 8 and 9 will take 3 hours to do collectively, so we're almost done. We're doing Dream Drop Distance, then we're going to blaze our way toward 3, and then I'm just prepping for the E3 streams, which we will transition right into. And then, of course, the content I'm doing over here.
KZ, when you say you're prepping for the E3 streams, do you mean you're just buying liquor and Cheese Whiz? Is that what you consider prepping for those? What do you consider prepping for those? I'm just curious what that method is. Because for me, prepping for those means... Hey, Bob, we got to check that we get the sandwich platter from that one place. What day are we going to have what food when we order?
All right. There's a very specific thing that I do when prepping for E3. I prep whatever the thumbnail style is going to be. I try to make a fake professional, like, little watermark where it's like, yeah, this is my big E3 coverage, guys. And get anything prepared properly, because what I do is I watch the press conferences, upload them to try and get money out of it, and then I make super cuts of that to make more money out of it, and it's going to be a great time.
True. Like, you prepare marketing materials in advance. Me and Bob go to do the thing that night, and just as that goes, hey, you want a thumbnail? And I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll take a thumbnail.
I need to prep it as fast as possible.
I'm like,
because we got those streams.
I'm paying you, so, that would be good.
Yeah, I can respect it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I typically, like, cut the best moments together of some of these conferences, because sometimes they'll have, like, that one dude in the one Xbox conference 2 years ago that was, like, screaming about this Battle Royale-esque, like, game show game. And I'm like, what planet are you on?
Bob.
What's up?
Oh, and he's coming up
Very
from behind.
horrifying.
She did not see that coming. Using his new stealth ability, he's going to be able to slip in real quick. Let's see if he can get the skill shot.
Dan, it has been 2 fucking years.
That moment made us all laugh so hard.
Yes,
Dan,
but the guy that's actually
I think you word for word
that.
got that exact one.
The thing that led into it was a really moody trailer that you had no idea was a MOBA. So the moment when the bass drops and it cuts to man on stage covered in sweat being beamed with light screaming, shoutcasting a non-existent multiplayer game.
Dan, you just straight up made me remember, I think it's called the Darwin Project. Like, you are just you released all of my memories like a Kingdom Hearts spell.
I pointed my key at your brain. Well, Mr. Feel, I'm glad you totally just asked what we're doing over the next week. Bob and I are doing nothing. Fucking nothing. In fact, I'm not even going to edit this podcast well, which is why people have been hearing random sounds for the last 3 hours, because I didn't fucking edit it well, because it's my week off.
I mean, I like the idea of, don't worry, Dan, we're not doing a big think dimension this next at our usual Thursday recording thing because E3 is happening.
Yeah.
So let's just make this one hell.
Yeah, no, it's a great karmic balance. I'm really glad we don't have to record that big thing, because if we did, it would be 5 hours long because of pre-E3 bullshit.
Yeah, we're already knee deep in that. It's been 2 weeks of insanity.
I mean,
3 weeks.
People don't know this. Feel like shot 3 things off of his news fucking thing at the last second of who fucking cares?
Every time I try to make things easy on Dan, but then he goes on tangents about mayo chip.
Hey,
okay.
It's Mayo Q, thank you, because it's part
He
of
had to
it.
do that. He had to own you with facts and logic about Days Gone sales figures.
For 2 hours.
And then you went on, and then you brought up Burger King for the second time in the podcast.
Sometimes they really need to know about
mentioned
Burger
it
King.
twice?
No, it's okay, guys.
Yes,
it's
we
okay.
mentioned it near the start.
If
Phil,
people,
you need to realize this is a 3-hour podcast. Certain shit like Burger King is going to be lost.
Unless
Look,
they're big enough
if people
I
don't
wish Burger King would be lost.
Yeah, that would actually be great. I hate listening to people on Twitter be like, man, your Burger King's strange. Mine's way better than this. And I'm like, or you're a mole person.
You want me to talk about my fast food tier list since we clearly have enough time on this podcast?
That's going to be its own podcast series, so no.
Oh, no.
Thank you all for listening to this episode of The Big Thing to Mention. I hope you enjoyed
Phil, what are you
sounds
doing
like
this
when
weekend?
Dan doesn't
Wait,
try.
yeah, you left off from me.
Damn it!
Actually, I don't have anything. Because by the time this comes out, I'll have already done the death stream with Dan.
I'm gonna
The death
shit my
stream.
pants.
The death stream comes out shortly after this podcast, like within 9 hours, and nobody's gonna get to the end of a 3-hour podcast in time to hear. Come on down to Mr. Phil's Twitch stream where we're playing Madden number 9.
Go check
And
out
that's
the
a-
VOD.
And that's assuming that you get this out on time, which I don't think you're gonna.
Oh no, you think it's a joke when I say I'm editing this like shit. It's gonna be so funny. I'm gonna laugh so goddamn hard.
Yeah, I really trust. I have never trusted anybody less than when you say, I'm gonna do a bad job. I have no neuroses.
It's my week off, motherfucker. This shit starts the moment. My week off starts the moment the judgment video goes up.
I can do it real easily.
That's not the point, Casey. The point is equally doing a shitty job. I won't
I know
feel
I'd
free.
also do an equally shitty job, but I'd also, like put sound effects like a slide whistle when Field talks about Days Gone.
You wait, really? Because that would be pretty funny if you just took a soundboard to the podcast and people only found out you edited it at the last second.
They're like, ah, shit, there's goofy shit
Please.
in here. It must be a KZ production.
Please do not meme on the podcast like that.
This is a professional show.
At least we have to reach at least a year.
Okay, have a
Thanks
good night.
for listening.
Bye.
Big Think Dimension.
How many other podcasts did we announce during this? I wonder. Oh well.
0. It's all a joke. In fact, this podcast
Everything.
series is canceled.
It's fake.
We
created
announced
it.
-1 podcast. I have shot this one and put it in the ground. Thanks for listening to this episode of Big Think Dimension. This show, like our other podcasts, is only possible with the generous time our co-hosts have given to us and the equipment we've bought to make it higher quality and easier to produce. Please consider supporting our podcast series on our GigaBoots podcast Patreon and look forward to more gamer premonitions and Big Think Dimension in the future.